Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What is on, my freaks and peeps? Hello, hello, hello. We are here. Woohoo! Fuck! Fuck! I knew I forgot something. God damn it. Guys, my webcam isn't working. God damn it! Guys, when I tell you my fucking morning, oh my god, I've been fucking fuck, fuck, fuck. Oh. Oh, this is like oh my god. Don't fucking download anything. Oh my. Anyway. Guys. Also, if you hear banging in the background, don't ask me who's doing it. I don't know. It's just literally the second I pressed like start streaming, it just started and I don't know how to stop it. Hello Mimi, welcome Mina, welcome Oldest Man Rod, welcome Rat Satan, hello, welcome, good to see you all. I'm very sorry, today is so unhinged because your girl is running behind, and also if you missed the title, you may or may not know that today is moving day. Where's my calibration on? Oh my god. Why is it so distinct as well? What the fuck? Guys, I hate. That's not true. I don't hate it, but I love it. They did a really good job. Much excited indeed! Guys, I sound really exciting, but I've literally, like, spent the morning just, like, freaking out about what's happening. I'm so behind as well. Like, I didn't get a lot done, like, yesterday, and I'm, like, now just like, man, I got shit to do today. I gotta move a bed. I gotta move an Xbox. I gotta move a TV. I gotta move my bunties and stuff, you know? I gotta move. Yes, so today is the day that I officially, properly, 100%, no cap, move out of my parents' house. If you missed this story or you're new here, you might not know this, but recently, over the last few months, basically, I've been trying to find a place to live. It started off that I was going to be buying a property because I had money for a deposit, and then it turned out that I couldn't because I'm a single woman. In a single woman world, and it's just like everything's stacked against me. Mortgages are not fun. Anyway, so what the fuck are they doing out there? I don't know what's going on. One minute they're banging something, and the next they're like hammering something, and then they're drilling something, and now they're running a lawnmower. I don't know what's going on. I might actually, you know what? Time to complain. Anyway, no. So, now you can get even less done while streaming. Bruh, no. Why are you here then? So, if you missed the kind of conversation, basically I've been trying to find a place to live, and we finally found somewhere. By we, I mean me and my friend Paul. And we are moving in together. We work together in my IRL job, and now we've decided that, you know, we're such good friends that we're gonna move in together. So we're moving in. I got a 3-bed townhouse. It's great. It's cold as fuck. The windows aren't very big, and most of the plumbing is pretty shot. So sometimes, but you know, you know, it's a pretty decent place, and I'm very fortunate to be in a position that I can do this. And I'm just like, the timing couldn't have been better. But on that same wavelength, I've never moved house before. I was born in Cornwall, and I moved, like up the road, and then and then I came to my parents' house, and I've been here ever since. I've literally never moved house from where I am currently streaming from. The most I've ever done is I moved bedrooms, from my childhood bedroom to the bigger bedroom when my sibling went to uni, because guess what? I am the oldest of my generational line, and yet my sibling went to uni and moved out before I did, which I feel like I should be ashamed about. But you know what? I didn't want to start life in debt, so that was why I didn't go to uni. But basically, it meant that I have no experience with moving house, which, you know, it's not just, you know, packing up your things, putting them in a box and going. I thought it was. The good thing as well is that I'm not in any rush. Like, I wasn't rushed out. It's kind of been one of those things where I kind of had to be in a good position with other things set up before I could move the bed in. Because once I moved the bed in, that was it. That was moving house. I was moved out. That was the official bed moved. I'm in. And if you're wondering, Jasper isn't like moving a really like, aren't you moving like really far away or something? Isn't this sort of stuff gonna be like taking time? Guess what? I'm moving like about a mile away. I'm living in the same area. I'm not going anywhere. I'm moving to the busier part of where I live. So there's that. I got that going on, but realistically, I'm also painting my nails in the background, so if it sounds like I'm concentrating, that's what's going on. Also, I'm ill, so if I sound really bunged up, don't ask me why, but I woke up and my throat hurt like hell, and I sound croaky and dehydrated, and I don't know why, because I had so much fucking liquid yesterday, and I got a headache, and I just don't know what's going on, so it's all going great, guys. Today is the worst day ever. Yeah. The banging outside, need to complain, straight up. Scandalous, banging outside, I know. Find a bush. There aren't any bushes. But the good view, what the? I'm not looking. I refuse to look. I don't know what they're up to. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. You're becoming an adult. Yes, so I actually have no experience with the complications of setting up bills and stuff. And you know what? That's why I decided to move in with someone. Because if you didn't know, I'm awaiting a referral to be diagnosed with autism. Yes, I am still waiting for the referral because I got an email back. Well, my medical center got an email back from the right to choose pathway, which is what you have to go through in England to get an autism diagnosis. Got an email back saying that no, they did in fact reject my referral. Not because I've done anything wrong, not because I'm not autistic enough or anything. It's purely just because for some reason my medical center thought it would be a good idea to get a trainee psychiatrist to sign the paperwork, which is the exact opposite of what Right to Choose asked them for, which meant that I asked in November, they agreed in December, it's May, and they've only just sent off the paperwork saying yes. They've only just sent off the paperwork asking if we could try again. So I'm really cross about it. It's not been going over too well. This is kind of why I've been a bit freaked out last week, because it's just kind of affecting my life, but never mind. But as a result, you know, obviously I'm not great at managing things. I don't really have the capability of looking after myself, hence why I'm not ever going to be able to live on my own. That's never going to happen. I will always have to live with someone. So Paul is basically going to essentially become like my, what do they call it? Like when you get like a dog, you got a dog, right? And then you get another dog to be a friend of that dog. Like a social buddy. I don't know what they call it. A therapy dog? I don't know. Paul's basically become my therapy dog, essentially. But yeah. He'll be your carer. I don't really want to label him as such because I think that that's kind of, for one, dismissive about how much I can look after myself, but let's be real, I can't. Yeah, therapy talk sounds about right. Dude, Paul does a lot for me. I wouldn't be able to do half the shit that I've done this last year without him, and realistically, it's just one of those things. There's also, I think a bit of a conversation that needs to happen once I have moved, but that's, it's got to wait until I move because there's some things that need to kind of happen and be put in place before I can actually talk about what's kind of been going on behind the scenes. But it's nothing serious. It's just like one of those I think I do need to address eventually. Amongst the fucking thousands of other things that I need to address. But there you go. But yeah, I just don't want to like label him as a carrot because it's I can feed myself. I just if I don't have initiative to do things, I just don't do them. If that makes sense, like it's if I'm not reminded, if it's not put in front of me, it doesn't get done. Who the fuck is doing that, dude? I straight up hate my like. I'm so glad that I'm not living here anymore. Dude, it straight up sounds like something's going on in my backyard. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, let's get the newbie to do it. Like, brother, you shouldn't be like, I don't know, checkable thing. Like, can I get a trainee manage your papers if an experienced person wouldn't be able to? Yeah, they are supposed to ask. That's the thing that really bothered me, is that if they're gonna get a, usually like when you go to medical appointments, and I've had experience with this many times, when you go to medical appointments, they ask you if it's okay if a trainee is present during it, because obviously like it is sensitive medical information, and they don't really want like you have to kind of give consent for your information essentially to be shared with someone. They literally did not ask at all if I was okay with this. Realistically, let's be real, I'm complaining about it now, but had it come up, I probably would have said yeah. Mostly because I didn't know, I wouldn't have known at the time that they would reject it as a result. But, realistically, in my opinion, people need to learn how to do it. However, for one, they didn't ask. And for two, it's not what they asked for. Right to Choose has a very specific criteria they ask for. So they ask for you to be, they ask for it to be written off, so the paperwork signed, by a GP, not necessarily my GP, which is good because my GP retired in the time that this process has taken, but a GP or an AMP, which is a assistant medical practitioner. I think that's what that stands for. So it's got to be one of those two people, and they're very clear about it. It says very clearly on both the forms that I've signed, on the forms on their website, on everything, that it has to be signed off by one of the no one else. 3 different people signed this paperwork, including a GP. So the fact that they didn't accept it is a bit silly, because basically the new paperwork that's been sent back just has the original GP signature on it. But the fact is that the person who wrote it up and signed it and put their name above the GP's was a trainee it was a trainee psychiatrist, which is not what they've asked for. They've not asked for that to be done. So fuck your experience. You don't need to be signing my paperwork. So I'm really cross about it. It's honestly like, if this gets pushed back any further, I am genuinely like, at this point, I'm actually genuinely considering complaining. Like, I'm genuinely considering writing something or contacting someone and saying, like, look, you need to, for one, you should have asked my permission, because that document that they've sent off contains my entire medical history of the last 6 months, which, by the way, as we all know, has been pretty extensive. I've had like ER visits, I've had like different medications prescribed to me for different infections, I've had all sorts of problems, I've had different blood tests, I've had all sorts, right? It's unfortunate that all happened, but that's all had to be listed on this form. Like, everything for the last 6 months has had to be listed on this form. When it happened, why it happened, that's all had to be put on there, right? Don't ask me why, but it has to be. So some trainee that I don't know anything about, has had access to that paperwork, signed that paperwork, written up that paperwork without my permission. And keep in mind, I live in a small area. I might know that person, you know? This is a reality of living in Cornwall, is realistically, if you live and die in the town that you were raised in, right? You likely know most people in the shops you go to, in the supermarkets, in the veterinary offices, in the fucking post office, you know people. And it happens all the time. I'll go into somewhere. It's the worst. Like my like worst bully, right, works at the vets that I go to, and it's so awkward because I just have to stand there with my animal and just trust that she'll do her job properly. She's just a receptionist, it's fine. But it's like, it's genuinely like the most horrifying experience. Can't go to the other vet practice either, because that's another person that I have a issue with. Man, I'm just making enemies out here. But yeah, like genuinely, it's like the worst thing is you might know people here. The fact that I wasn't asked permission about a trainee signing off on my paperwork is completely, like, I'm pretty sure that goes against every, like, data protection act ever. I basically have handed over my paperwork to people that I don't know anyway, right? That's a given. That's how medical practices work. Someone that I don't know has signed the paperwork. That's fine. But, like, it's the fact that a trainee, so someone that hasn't even fully, like, finished what they're doing and committed to it properly, and that's not any shade on any, like, trainee. Like, I'm sure people really are passionate about what they're doing, but as far as I'm concerned, they could leave, like, 12 months. They've got my information. You know, it's a whole thing. They should have asked my permission, and I'm genuinely, like, the more I talk about it, the more I'm like, I really need to complain about this, because, like, it's fucked over my life, essentially. I'm not getting any help. I'm not able to cope at my job. I'm not getting any, like, I'm not getting any further with something. I've literally, unfortunately as well, I've had to be referred in my workplace to occupational health, which I'm not going to go into detail of because I don't know how many places have this available to them. But I've been referred to basically a private, like, healthcare in my job to get some advice on how my workplace can help me and what to expect with this sort of process, because there's no one in there with any experience of anyone being diagnosed with autism and what comes with those changes. And I know there are some things that have to change because of it. So I've had to be referred, but it's not going to help. This is the worst part, is because even if I went privately to get diagnosed with autism, it doesn't work like that. Like, yeah, I can go, I can pay to get it done, I can get the paperwork, it's fine. Realistically, when it comes to getting any official help later on down the line, even if it's through the NHS, I can't do it. You have to be diagnosed through the NHS or through their partner programs, which is like the right to choose. So there's a whole like thing with it, and it's so bullshit. But realistically, I'm complaining now, but realistically, this is going to take less time regardless than if I went directly through the NHS, because guess what? That's a 7 to 10 year waiting list. So I'm pretty lucky. But never mind. Never mind. I'm just going to cry about it. Yeah, so, like, yeah, like, brother, it shouldn't be like that. It's a checkable thing. Girl, I have the same problem. Someone who needs to put a problem right in front of me, I have to do it, and then other times they need to take it away so I don't overwork myself. I'm okay with that. Like, I don't like it when people disturb me from what I'm doing. Once I get something put in front of me, I do it. It's not like, you know, it's not hard for me. Obviously, I know people, like, everyone has their own issues. For me, it's not a hard thing to do. I don't have concentration issues as such, like, not too bad. Definitely not on the level of someone with, like, ADHD or something. I don't have that problem. The problem for me is, like, I have a very one-track thought process, if that makes sense. Like, it's very much like I'm just living in complete dissociation 90% of the time just to make it day by day. I don't really know how to explain it better than that, because I say it and people are like, that sounds like ADHD, and it's like, it's not though. I don't really, there's like very specific things they have a crossover obviously, but there's very specific things that I have and do that would lean more towards the autism side of things. I might have ADHD. I'm not ruling it out, but I'm just saying that like it's looking more likely that it's autism. So things like I will forget about things and go and do other things, but realistically, I don't forget about it completely. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I won't it's not in a like I don't want to do this and I'm struggling to concentrate and focus on this because I've got other things I want to do. It's more of a I will put it down. I will put down food and not go back to it, if that makes sense. Like it's becoming a real problem with like feeding myself and shit. Like I've already got issues with food anyway, but like I won't cook for myself if there's no one else there to do it, just because I don't like feeling food in my mouth. I don't know how to explain it better than that. I don't think I'm making any sense. Basically, like I don't like eating. And so a lot of the time when it comes to actually cooking, I won't do it. It's like I genuinely have to have a reason and I have to have someone there to make sure I'm doing it for myself properly. And also because I will start cooking and if like Paul has to be with me when I cook in general, because what ends up happening is I'll start cooking and then I'll get overwhelmed by it and I'll put it down, and I've burnt things doing that. Like I remember it wasn't even that long ago, I ruined a frying pan because I left some salmon steaks in there with like honey on them, because that's how I make salmon. I put honey on it. I left them in the pan because both my parents decided that that was the perfect opportunity to come into the kitchen, and because there were so many people in there, I got so overwhelmed that I ran off crying to my bedroom, and I stayed there while my food burnt downstairs. I didn't care that it was burning, I was just too overwhelmed. That's the problem that I'm dealing with, and that's why I need someone. I need one person there. I can't cope with anymore. Also, great thing is that I have a bigger kitchen now, so that's a bonus. But yeah, it's like it's not in so much of a like, yeah, I won't feed myself because it's not in front of me, but also feeding myself has to be done in a certain way or else it won't get done. And if it is started, I can't stop doing it or else it will never get finished, and that's a problem. If that makes sense. Like I did yesterday. Wow, well done, girl. Wouldn't that technically count a breach of privacy due to negligence? I think so, and I would honestly be curious to see if that's something that I can chase up and maybe get some further help with, because it's genuinely like a problem. Problem is though, it means I have to contact people, and I'm not good at doing that. Oh, which I've also got another conversation to talk to you guys about, but we'll get to that in a minute. Bullies always go to some kind of helping or airing job. It's weird. Yeah, they always end up becoming like nurses or something. That's the thing that I've noticed. They always end up becoming like a midwife, a nurse, or a vet. And it's like, why am I like going to these places and having to deal with these people? Like, there's so many of them in my area that I'm just like, man, I literally, like, if I let it bother me, I would just never go to the shops. That's another thing that I can't do on my own. I can't go to the shops because there's so many people in there and I get so overwhelmed that if I'm in there, I won't get half the shit I need, and I've had several times where I've just walked out, and it's just like, it's a problem. Especially because in my local area, I used to work at the local shop. You guys know it's Tesco. I used to work at Tesco, and often there was a good reason why I left. I was, let's just say, for simple terms, I'm not gonna negotiate it, but I was kind of groomed by someone there, and as a result, every time I go in there, I'm nervous that I'll see them again. And it had been 7 years, and I went in there a few weeks ago, and I saw him, and it wasn't a good time. And luckily, Paul was there because I would have just walked out and just, like never like gone there again. If that thing happened. But yeah. Hello, Wacko. Hello, Emperor Cable. Welcome. Good to see you. There's only two paths for bullies: abusive bastards that no one likes may or may not become addicted to something, or coincidence starts gnawing. Consciousness starts gnawing on them, and they get a rat gnaws on the boards of the ship and try and help others out of guilt. I hope so. I genuinely hope so, but I've never received any kind of apology for these sort of things. And realistically, I don't like the idea that you have to forgive your bullies, because realistically, a lot of the time, they don't realize they did it. And that's just the truth, because as far as they were concerned, it was an average Tuesday, if that makes sense. It's like, I saw something great the other day, I can't remember what it was, but they were saying about, like, bullies don't stop bullying, they just kind of, go on with their life. Everyone bullies, like, well, no, not everyone bullies, but bullies tend to bully for a reason. Like, it's usually a coping mechanism or something, and sometimes it's just how they are as a person. And as a result, if they're doing it because they're also being bullied or something, a lot of the time you'll find that they'll seek some sort of forgiveness. Not in my experience, they just did it because they did it. So don't let you get into the kitchen, got it. Oh, hell no. I don't even think it's because bullies feel bad. I think it's because, I think it's to maintain the image that they're a good person. They're probably still a bully. Yeah, this is a thing. I genuinely, like, I don't know. I can always, like, you can always tell when someone's never been bullied in their life. Like, yeah. I think my mother's one of those people that, like, has never had a bully, and so, like, they can't relate to it, kind of thing. But then it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just one of those things. I don't know. I feel like I'm never going to be able to talk about this guilt-free, because I feel like there was probably a point in my life somewhere where I did bully someone, and I don't like that. But realistically, I can't think of when that was, and it's like, it's just a hard thing. I don't really understand it. Interestingly, no, I don't want to talk about that, actually. I really don't want to talk. It's like a personal subject that I can kind of go into this, and there's like levels of it that I don't want to talk. I got bullied for the way my face was a lot. Hello, Nat! Welcome back from Berlin! Nat already didn't drink to me. Thank you, Nat. I will drink to that. What the fuck is that, like, icon? Nobody's a villain in their own story. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good way of looking at it. I like to think that everyone thinks they're doing the right thing. But, like, I think some people get lost on whether they're doing the right thing in general or whether they're doing the right thing for themselves. And I think that's the best way I can explain it. I think if people are bullying because they're having, like, issues of their own, it's usually because it's their outlet, which is horrible, because people seem to forget that, like, people bullying, it's like, you can do a lot of damage just by saying something nasty to someone, like, it's a common thing of, like, people, if you call someone beautiful, they won't believe you, but, like, if you call someone ugly, they'll remember it for the rest of their life, And that's a very dulled down version. I got a lot of, like, things pointed out about my face. Obviously, not understanding social cues, I was aware of the fact that it was bullying because it was repetitive. It wasn't like a one-time thing. It constantly happened. But the amount of times I got people trying to make fun of the fact that my head slants to one side quite dramatically. Like, I had people, like, commenting on that so much in my childhood, and not in a nice way. Like, some people would say it, like, oh, I didn't notice that about you, but, like, a lot of the time it was people, like, mimicking and, like, putting their head to one side and making, like, a really stupid face. That was horrible. But realistically, it never bothered me. But it bothered me because I knew it should bother me. But, like, realistically, actually deep down, it didn't bother me. Because realistically, it's like, why make fun of something that I can't help? That was how I looked at it. I was like, genuinely, like, I think I said to one of the guys bullying me once, I was like, why are you making fun of something that's, like, a medical problem? I'm like, if you're gonna make fun of something that's gonna make me feel terrible about myself, do it about something that I'm struggling to change, not something that I, like, literally can't change. I think I embarrassed him. That was, like, one of my, like, peak character moments of just, like, not understanding social cues, and he was trying to make me feel awful about myself, and I just straight up went, like, why are you making, like, it was in front of my entire art class. I came in and, like, he did it. And I was like, why the fuck are you making fun of me about something that I can't change about myself? And he just, like, kind of just giggled and looked at his friends. And I was like, what the fuck? I, like, genuinely just didn't understand it. I got it so much. But that was the only time that I ever turned around and went, what is this thing with my neck? Like, what is this obsession with pointing it out to me? It's like, I'm genuinely, it's like, I can't change it. God. I had people try and, oh, Net Dream drink to me. I think I did drink to that, but thank you, Net. I did drink to that. I had people try and bully me, like someone stick gum in my hair. I had that too. It was horrible and stuff like that. Half the time they would soon stop as I gave them the old wackaroo. I didn't ever do that. I never punched anyone. I strangled a kid once. That was because he was teasing my friend and I got defensive, which I don't recommend doing. I didn't strangle him. I took him by the collar and shook him. And then I got caught by the teacher and we all got, like, put into, like, an intervention thing, and while we were waiting, we literally both started crying and apologized to each other. It was a great moment. One of the better moments. Like, he was an alright kid, and I think we both immediately felt bad after it happened, and we're like, I'm sorry. It's like, genuinely, like, we don't want to get in trouble, but realistically, we were, like, in year 7, we weren't very old. It was, like, very much like a trying to find our feet kind of moment, and I felt like it wasn't a good start for him to be making fun of my friend. He made fun of me, I would have just cried about it, but, like, he was making fun of my friend, and I was like, I'm not having that. So, yes, I did take him by the collar, but then probably, like, 10 minutes later, we were crying and apologizing to each other, and it never happened again, and I think he was one of the guys that, like, just ended up becoming an alright person in my life. It wasn't someone. That was, like, I think the worst experience I ever did. I feel bad about it. We laughed at it, like, later on in life, but yeah. And the second clipper, who's the first? It might be me. I don't know. We need to know. I don't know how to find out for you, I'm afraid. Oh no, it is me. You can scroll along the top. Yeah, unfortunately it's me. And I'm 3rd place as well. Nat, you're, like, in tie with me in 3rd place. God damn it. Sorry, Nat. You gotta get, like, 4 more clips to go. Some idiots don't even know they're bullying. That's the scary part. Absolute cinema pick on me for being a nerd. Yeah, I, like, didn't feel so great about it. No, like, I avoid genuinely, like, anyone that picked on me, and I think I think most people that did bully me when I was younger do know that they did it. We had lots of disabled kids at my school. We had, like, special needs support thing. Yeah, we had that as well. I don't know any of them being picked on. People, even mean ones, would help them. That's a lovely thing, though. That's, like, really nice if people, like, genuinely all came together to, like, do that. That is not what happened at my school. Generally they kept the labeled disabled kids away from the non-disabled kids, which I, looking back, think is a terrible way to do it, because you're basically isolating them and making them very aware of the fact that they're different. So realistically, like, in terms of, like, participation, there wasn't any. They had separate classes, they had separate, like, kind of things. It was just more of a, like, they had a special needs section just for, like, getting people with individual issues an individual helper, essentially. So, alright, time to clear. I gotta go make some lunch. I'll be right back with snackies. I'm not gonna dox myself, but my school is constantly on the news. Rags for scandals of everything. Oh my god. My school was only on the news, I think, twice in my life. Yeah, I can't talk about that because it will come up. But there was certain rules on dress code in my school, and they couldn't a kid did it for a certain reason and got in trouble for it, and it was all over the news because people were like, this is unjust, like this is wrong. That was a whole thing. Allegedly, it's one of the top schools in the country. God help us all. Oh my god, really? Like, our school was like, they really like. Does anyone else have this? Because I feel like this is a common thing. Is like any school in the UK is like labeled as Ofsted, like Ofsted like rates highly. My school lost their Ofsted status because of the state of the bathrooms. But we were rated quite highly for several years because of our like achievements levels. Yeah. Oh yeah, the more posh schools, the more messed up they are. Yeah, yeah, literally. It's like, geez. Jeez. What was I gonna talk about? Oh man, yeah, I do need to talk about this. So I'm just gonna talk about it quickly. I'll probably talk about it again, like closer to the time. But stream on the 16th of June is cancelled. Just straight up, we are not having a stream on that day. I can't guarantee that we will have one on the 19th either, but we might. We should be all right. Because your girl, if you didn't know, I'm gonna talk. Right, trigger warning. You are more than welcome to come back in like 10 minutes. I will probably go on break soon, so come back in 10 minutes when we're doing Stardew. This is your trigger warning. I'm going to be talking about sexual health. Or sexual. I'm going to be talking about my vagina really quick, if you don't mind. Right, this is important. I do need to talk about this. I have to go to get my coil changed on the 16th of June. Very blunt. Gotta get out of there. Right, if you didn't know, I've got the coil, which is a birth control method. I have a hormonal Mirena coil. I have had it for 6 years, which if you know what that is, you might be thinking, Jasper, that's an awful long time to have one of those. I know. It hasn't expired completely. The manufacturer has said that it can stay in there for up to 8 years or something. I don't know. My medical center have turned around after 6 years of saying to me, like, oh, it's fine for another year. Oh, it's fine for another year. They kept saying that. Finally, like, I've extended it past its, like, usage. It expired in November. I turned around to them and I said, look, how much longer have I got to have this in there? And they turned around and said, we don't deal with this anymore, which is a common thing in Cornwall because in just England in general, your sexual health service completely depends on what your local council are willing to put the money into service-wise. So some places, their GPs do it. Some places, they out it to a sexual health service. For me, in Cornwall, I think this is just Cornwall. It's a service called Brook. But look into your local areas if you're interested. Basically, I've had a coil in me since 2018. Yep, end of 2018. It's expired now. I think it expired a long time ago, but they were being dicks about it as usual. So, wow, great service. I know, right? So basically, I've got to go and have it changed on the 16th. Even just for the pure fact that I'm having it changed at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's like I'm having it changed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, right? So 2 o'clock in the afternoon, that's gonna kind of cut stream out, basically. It's gonna be too close to the time. I'm just not gonna be able to do it. I'm not gonna be able to finesse it. And I'm most definitely not gonna be able to stream afterwards. Because if you don't know what a coil is, basically it's this T-shaped object. If you want to look up what it looks like, it won't show you too graphic of an image if you're concerned about that, but you're curious. It's basically a T-shaped object that that sits in your uterus. It's called an IUD or a coil or a hormonal coil. Basically, the IUD sits in your uterus. They shoot it in with like a little like plastics like pipette thing. It's not small. And they are very painful to take out. and they're even more painful to put in. I need to cool them closer to the time and make sure that I can have a numbing agent, because fortunately they were able to provide that for me last time. I can't guarantee they will be able to this time, although the lady on the phone when I called said that they should be able to, so it shouldn't be a problem. But either way, basically the process in which they put a coil in you is that they shove what's called a speculum in your vagina, and then they crank open your uterus quite wide, and then they take it out, shove in a new one. That's it. It's over in like 10 minutes, hypothetically, right? I will then, if I'm numbed up properly, I will be fine. But then afterwards, after about an hour, I will feel like I'm going into labor for the next 2 days. I will not be in any position to do anything. I am dreading it. I've had to book medical leave at work, and I'm hoping that they'll accept it and I don't have to provide a doctor's note, because I don't think they'll give it to me for 2 days. They will give it to me for 24 hours, because a big part of my job is that I lift heavy things. You can't lift anything for 24 hours after having this done, because you might rupture it or it might come out. The whole thing. Basically, your girl is like not gonna be happy. The last time I had this done, I just had it put in. I have never had one before. Originally, I had the implant, which is the thing where they put a stick under the skin in your arm. Caused me to have a period for a year. Worst experience of my life. Might not happen for you, but it did for me, because my body just didn't agree with those hormones. It's a trial and error thing. We thought that was going to be the one. It wasn't. So the coil it was. Coil is excruciating. If you have ever had birth control like put in, it's just not a fun experience in general, but the coil is up there on like one of the worst experiences. And many places don't offer any kind of anesthetic. It is basically the whole thing. My boss was saying to me about like, oh, so when's your operation? And I was like, my dude, I'm sorry to break it to you. It's not an operation. I'm awake the whole time. I shouldn't be, but I am. And I will hear and feel everything, and it's awful. And I am not excited. It is the worst experience ever. I am so scared. I am so fucking scared. You know what though? I need to remember this time, because last time I went in, they did you have to provide a pregnancy test. Which, you know, if you don't know, pregnancy test involves you peeing on usually peeing in a pot and then dipping a stick into it. I don't know why they say pee on a stick. You don't do that. You pee into a pot and then you put a stick in it. It's a lot less messy and a lot easier. It is really hard to pee like that though. But yes, so basically that's how you do a pregnancy test. You have to do that pretty much before any like gynecological medical procedure of any kind. That's normal, that's standard. But I forgot that when I went in for the first time, and I peed before I went in. And then I got in there and they're like, we need you to do a pregnancy test. And I'm like, God damn it, I can't pee. So I struggled for about 10 minutes to pee. And then I got in there, peed, handed it over, and they managed to prove that I'm not pregnant because, yeah, I wasn't pregnant. Not going to be a problem this time, but I still have to provide a pregnancy test regardless of if I've had sex or not. That's the whole thing. Anyway, so, Jasper, what? Sorry. I looked it up. I never thought you could prevent pregnancy by having a T-pose in you, lol. Yeah, it's the best one. No. It sounds like a great time. So it's reloading a gun. 100%. Also, welcome, Monica. Good to see you. It's literally a gun. It's like so the speculum looks like a gun, and then like what they put it in with is essentially a gun, because it has to shoot it into you and then it opens up once it's in there. And fun fact, what can actually happen, and is not as uncommon as you think, is that the actual like object doesn't sit in there right, and sometimes what can happen is it can rupture through the uterus and into like your body, and you can get all sorts of problems from that. But yeah, it's a whole thing. No, whenever there's talk about vaginas, it's like, this is like the worst thing ever. Mother Nature can take that shit back. I gotta say, I agree as someone who has many sisters, blood related or not. Yeah, straight up, like, guys, vaginas are not fun. Like, I mean, like, I just don't. Dude, if I could just have a tube without, like, the extra Tesla bits there, great. That's all I want. But, like, the fact that I have been unfortunately born and blessed with the attachments, I'm not happy about it. Because it means I have to go through this shit to be able to live my life properly. It is worth it for me. I know it sounds like I'm complaining a lot. I haven't had a period for about a year. The reason I noticed that this is probably expired is because I started having spotting. I don't want to go into too much graphic detail because I know a lot of my audience maybe isn't comfortable with this. I was having kind of appearances that I was having a period again. Because you still go through the cycle process. You're still moody for a bit. You're still like bloating. It's like a whole thing. But I'm not getting the bleeding because part of the hormonal coil is that it thins the lining so much that you don't have a period. It usually is supposed to only last a year. I did call because it lasted me like 3 years at this point, and I called them and I was like, is this normal? And they're like, it's fine. Hopefully that doesn't have any long-standing effects on me, but whatever. This is the best conversation to drift in and out of consciousness. You're welcome, Jasper. Jeez, you are so silly. Sorry. I've learned a lot today. Remember the pregnancy test next time. I know. ASMR complaining about vaginas while being anxious about the vagina coil replacement by your emo streamer. Straight up! You guys don't come to me for like unrealistic conversations. I just straight up. Oh my god, whoever that is. Who won? Anyway, it's not fun. Guys, and another thing, if anyone's like, well, why don't you just get sterilized? Because part of this is that I never want children. You guys know that. That's not something I want. Part of this is to prevent that ever happening and ever being a risk. So people ask, so why don't you get sterilized? If you weren't aware of the loving, wonderful thing that is the unjust system of being a woman, we could go into the politics of this, but I'm going to not. If you didn't know, females, and this is in the UK, I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in the UK, as a female, I'm not allowed to be sterilized until I'm over 30 or have had children. Because, and I quote, because this is the response many, many, many people get, is my husband, my future husband, might want children. That's a response. That's a genuine response. A lot of women get. So I would love to be sterilized, but it's a no. Because I can't, because I'm under 30. And until I'm 30, apparently I don't get a choice. So unfortunately for me, it's the T-shaped object for like the next foreseeable future. I'm not complaining about it too much because realistically, T-shaped object that prevents periods for the next like 5 to 6 years is pretty good deal in exchange for like not being sterile. That's okay with me. If I could have both, I would, but Marina is actually quite expensive. But I'm fortunate in the fact that I live in the UK, so I get free healthcare paid by my taxes, so it's not really free, but I get free healthcare, so this is provided, fortunately, but I know in a lot of countries it's not. So if this is something you're interested in, please look into how much it is, because it's not free. I'm talking about this and complaining about this because I'm privileged enough to say this, because I live in a country where it is provided for me by my government, which is great. But yeah, it's a whole thing. I found out people steal condoms the other day, though. You know what? And that was something that I got really concerned about, because, like, I was saying, like, I was somewhere, and I can't remember who I was with. I was like, why do they have security seals on condoms? And they're like, the person I was with was like, oh, it's because people steal them. And I was like, why do people steal them? You can literally go to the pharmacy and get what's called a C card, which gives you condoms for free. Like, why do people bother with stealing? You can literally sign up to something to get them for free. I don't understand, but I guess maybe some people just don't like going to the till. I've always just done it in the past when I've had to use condoms because, you know, in the UK, you're allowed to have sex from 16, so most of us have. So that was my job, was oftentimes going to get the condoms. And as a result, I oftentimes had to go to the till with the condoms. And I was like, it's just a box of latex. Why are people ashamed of it? I don't get it. Don't be ashamed of buying condoms, people. It's literally like straight up like a necessary thing. No one's gonna judge you for it. No one cares. Everyone's just trying to like. Realistically, the cashier is probably standing there just thinking about what they're having for dinner. Like it's just a whole thing. I think the last time I bought them, the lady was literally on the phone. Anyway. But yeah. Don't come to my streams unless you want very realistic, unfiltered conversations. I tend to just open my mouth and words come out. This is why I had my nuts cut off. I'm sorry. Less painful and complicated for me than her. I can't tell if that's sarcasm or real because, yeah, if it is real, yeah, men can have a vasectomy a lot earlier than women can have sterilization. It's not any more or less complicated, as far as I'm aware. I think as women, we are potentially slightly more at risk of ovarian cancer later on down the line, or heart problems from having that done too early, but that's a whole, like, can of worms that I don't really know enough about to talk about. But I think there are some risks with it, but it's more phrased to us when we ask that we might change our mind in the future, which is horrible and shouldn't be a thing, because vasectomies are just as hard to reverse as sterilization for women. It's a thing. Joke's on you, I'm not into ASMR, sorry, and neither am I. Please don't say the P word. PCOS. What's wrong with PCOS? People have that. Oh no, yeah, about time to get it changed then. Ugh, I hate doctors, me too. Same in Australia, unless you already had children. Yeah, like straight up, it's like in the UK, I think even if you've had children, they are sometimes a bit of a stickler about it. Like it's a whole thing. I'm not gonna have children. I decided a long time ago that I didn't want children of my own. I don't mind taking on pre-made ones, but like, it's not coming from my fucking body. You can fucking take that and shove it up your ass, mate. But like, I'm not into having children of my own. I've got so many reasons as to why. Something my mother does keep saying to me though is that if I do get diagnosed with autism, there is a higher chance that I might be able to request that I get sterilized. Like, they might be more likely to say yes for that. So that's maybe a bonus. But, you know, it won't, there's no real point to doing it until, like, I've had the coil in for quite some time because I'm already booked to get it done. But yeah, are you absolutely sure? It's like, yeah, genuinely, I'm pretty sure you have to sign something, don't you, to like say that you aren't gonna sue them later on down the line. Like, I don't understand. Like, why? Like, if I'm asking for this and signing things to say I'm in a mentally stable position to say that I don't want to have children, why the fuck am I not allowed to, like, you guys aren't liable. I've made this decision, you know? I'm not being, like, I suppose it's pressure thing, but yeah. Come back after you're 30 and we'll see then. Dude, if I've not had children by the time I'm 30, I'm not gonna have children. Like, I don't want children by the time I'm 20. I don't want children by the time I'm 30. I don't want children by the time I'm 40. Like, why am I having to prove this every 10 years, you know? I'm also talking about this. I've never asked. I've literally never asked because it's a commonly known thing that it will be a no until I'm 30. So I've never bothered with asking, but asking for contraception is a lot easier. So that's where I'm at with this. I might mention it to them when I go and see them on the 16th, but we'll see. Girl, I want to be sterilized. Society, are you sure? Dead ass, are you sure? Absolutely. 0% going back, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Repeat for 2 years or more. Yeah, straight up, literally, I think it does happen. People do get sterilized in their 20s. It does happen, but you have to go through a lot. You have to really, really hound them for it, and I'm just not about hounding anyone. I really struggle with phone calls. Basically, man wants to be sterilized, no problem. Yeah, I don't understand why it's like so much easier for men than women. I genuinely don't understand. I'm not sure if it's just because sperm is easier to get hold of. I was about to say secondhand. I guess it's secondhand. I don't really know the right wording for it. It's easier to get a sperm donation than it is to get egg donation, I suppose. So there might be a level to it that's about that, but I think that that's a bit too complicated for your general practitioner, to be honest. And also this is like being a pretty like black and white. I don't think that men have it just as easy. I think it is kind of as complicated, but it's not like, you know, I've been with many partners in my life, and all through the partners that I've had, I've asked, would you ever consider getting a vasectomy? This isn't me asking because I'm trying to pressure them into it. I'm just curious. And pretty much, like, all of them, regardless of if they've had children or not, because I have dated people who've had children, regardless of if they've had children or are satisfied with the amount of children they've had or haven't had children yet, they've all said no, they wouldn't get a vasectomy. And it's just so, like, because men don't like their balls being touched, is what I've learned. Like, it's like a whole thing, isn't it? It's like, I'm not holding, like, if that's, like, I don't want to, like, say that that's, you know, but, like, it's like, but if you don't want children, I don't understand why men won't get vasectomies. Like, the first guy I dated, we've talked about him many times on this channel, he didn't want children. He never wanted children. He didn't want to risk having children, right? But he put the pressure on me to do all the things to prevent it. Hence why I've ended up with the coil. That was, it was the easiest solution to the problem I was having, which was that I basically could not have intercourse with him without the fear of him getting me pregnant. For him, I wasn't too concerned because I was like, well, if I'm pregnant, we'll deal with it. I'm not like, you know, my body, my choice kind of thing. You know, it's like, so I didn't understand, like, it wasn't going to be a question. It's like we're both in agreement that if I get pregnant, not having a baby, right? If you have a problem with that, don't talk to me. Like, it's my choice. But he really, like, we were too young for him to even consider getting a vasectomy, obviously, but it did come up in conversation was, would you ever consider getting a vasectomy? And the answer was dead ass no. And I was like, so you really don't want children, but I've got to go through several different painful procedures, continual, like, condom purchases, and potentially damaging my body from continual, like, different levels of hormones being pumped into my body artificially, so that you who really doesn't want children don't have to worry about it. I didn't understand. It was like, it's genuinely like, because I was buying everything. This guy's a dick anyway, but like, it was like a whole thing. And this isn't, I'm not slagging men off, by the way. Everyone's got their own reasons, but it's genuinely like, why would you be so dead set on not having children but not want to get your, like, balls cut off? Why have I got to go through all the painful shit, you know? Anyway. I steal condoms so I can blow them up for my fingers and pretend to have a weird disease. Mono! What the fuck? What the fuck? Vasectomy, my streamer. You know, are you sure? I've been asked, like, by 5 different doctors what if the wife wants children. Straight up, like, this is what, like, I don't imagine men don't, like, get asked, like, that question. But in my experience, men do get, like, you don't have a time limit. Like, basically, the advice given to women is that don't bother until you're 30 or have had children. To my very limited medical experience, penises are just a blood absorbing fungi with with several oh my god. Okay. Okay. I've never had a penis described to me. This is great. A blood absorbing fungi with several tubes and shit. Just keep it clean and you're mostly fine. Dude, I've met guys that don't keep it clean and they're fine. Don't ask. Vaginas are like Satan's armpit of complex bullshit that Mother Nature calls as fragile and stupid as you can imagine for pretty much no reason other than drunken bioengineering Friday. Straight up, like, vaginas are so complicated. Like, we've talked about this several times before, but I get infections like no one's business. I know so many women that follow the exact same, like, body care guide as I do, and that's not, like, being literal, by the way. Like, we all kind of women are given a very specific like set of things to do to keep it clean, kind of thing. I know women that straight up just use their shower gel down there and have never had problems. I literally breathe funny and I get an infection, right? It's a whole thing of like, it depends on your body's like capabilities of fighting stuff up. We've noticed several times before that my body for some reason is just not good at fighting infections, and it's getting worse as I'm getting older. I'm getting more infections more often. No, it has not been diagnosed as anything. The doctors barely want to see me anymore. But it's a whole thing, and infections are really common in women. Or I don't want to say women, vagina havers. Vaginas are just very, very sensitive, and it's a whole thing. They're not great, is what I'm saying. Like, I know people want them, and that's fine. But like, realistically, the biological vagina is designed to be the most pain in the ass, like straight up literal no cap pain in the ass thing that Mother Nature designed, and Mother Nature can fucking do one because it's awful. It's awful. Like, in all honesty, if I could rip the thing out and give it to someone for like their own use, well, that sounds wrong, but like if I could give it to someone, Mina and I have talked about this. Mina doesn't. I hope Mina doesn't mind me talking about this. But if I could donate my uterus to Mina, because Mina does want children and stuff, if I could donate it to her, she'd have it in 5 seconds flat. Like I'd have that thing like straight up like overnight shipped. Like she'd have it, but it can't because it's so sensitive that they haven't actually successfully found a way to transplant them. Essentially, it's experimental, and we're hoping for the day that it's an option. But for me, I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't mind the tube, by all means. Like, I'm very comfortable in the fact that I'm a female. I'm a cis female. I was born female. I've not had any gender, like, I'd like a penis because I think it's simpler, but, like, I'm not, like, it's not in a serious way. Like, I'm not, like, genuinely, like, I don't want to not have a vagina, but at the same time, if I could have just the tubing and without all the, like, fuck off, like, fuss made with them, 10 seconds it would be gone. If I could get rid of my uterus and I could not get as many infections as I did, it'd be done. Like, straight up, they are so complicated and so annoying. And as someone who has like real sensitivity issues, I had someone say to me the other day that they didn't think I was autistic because my pain tolerance is so high, because I have so many piercings. And I'm like, I don't think people understand. There's a difference between voluntary pain and involuntary pain. If I'm going to a piercing shop or a tattoo shop and getting stuff done, I'm volunteering for that pain, so it's not going to bother me. I'm not going to openly react as much as, say, when I get an infection on a random Thursday night and I'm just there crying in pain from like what probably to most people would just feel like a pinch. It's awful. It's a whole thing. I feel pain just as much as anyone else. It's just because I don't react like to piercings. But yeah, they're really just not fun. Yeah, the misogyny stick doesn't discriminate. Yeah, straight up. Damn, I've only heard about how hard it is for women, never heard anything about how hard it is for men. It's not as common, but I think that's partially just because most men don't want to get vasectomies. I think it's a pretty common like thing you get asked by your doctor as if you're sure. Because in the UK, I don't know if you can get reversals on the NHS, but it's something that they can do, but they don't want to. And I think that's a lot of the time why they don't want to do it. But for women, it tends to just be a very old-fashioned, like, well, what if your husband wants children? But most women, like, that I've heard from wanting to get sterilized do have that question. But I don't know enough about it. I did have to jump through a few hoops to get it. The wifey still wins in the bullshit doctor reactions department. Oh. Yeah, like, it... Good on you, man. If you were pretty set on that and you were willing to go through the hassle of getting that done, like, good for you. Like, straight up, like, I commend you for going through that. And it's not fun. Then I will take back on. I said, I'm sorry. I will never have kids. I will also never have kids. Emperor Cable, we're securing our hands. Guys, literally, I think this conversation is literally just us being like, doctors are stupid about, like, people not wanting to have kids. I think we're all in agreement about that. The ladies definitely cop it harder. I think everyone struggles with their own medical issues differently. I think that women just complain about it more. That's not me being misogynistic. That's not me being misogynistic. It's just that we have to go to the doctors a lot more than men about problems. Men don't really have... You guys don't get... This isn't to say that I'm really like backpedaling now. You guys don't get things like cystitis as easily as women do. You don't get thrush. You don't get, well, you might get thrush, but it's not common. You don't get, you know, you don't breathe funny and get an infection, right? It's not common. It's not as common for men, you know. So women complaining is just going to happen more because we've realistically got more problems, if that makes sense. And not me saying that women just moan about things more. That's not at all what I'm saying, because I am someone who does moan about it a lot. And I will hold up my hands and say I moan about it a lot, but I've got good reason to, because we just have a biological thing that just doesn't work. And I think that's just the truth of it. Please don't ever think that I'm slagging off women. I am a woman. We have it hard. Men have it hard too. Everyone has it hard. We all have our own medical issues, and doctors just don't want to deal with it. Oh God, sorry. I don't want to offend anyone. God damn it. There's definitely more stuff on women, but I'm not gonna say men don't have things to deal with as well. Yeah. Penis snapping. We'll just say that. Might also depend on very much on the doctor and region of the world. Vagina definitely not for all. Vaginal transplant is being researched. Yeah, I know, and I'm really hoping that it goes through. When we eventually reach machine transference, Jasper is going to be the first one on the line. I'm like, yep, straight up. I will volunteer myself. I will. If I could just have a tube, great. I don't want the attachments. I don't need them. It's just there for inconvenience reasons. If I could just have the tube left, that's all I ask for. Maybe make it a bit longer just for, like, you know, anime girl reasons. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you could just, like, leave me the tubing, the, like, you know, the attachment goes in. If I could just have my vagina bit, great. If I could get rid of the uterus, even better. Can you just do that? I'll be the first one there. Like, straight up. Like, if you can just replicate the tube and I can keep the tube, great. I'm gonna get so many, like, I'm gonna get so much slack for this conversation. She will be. Get rid of the church and marriage. Straight. Yeah. I'm probably gonna get a vasectomy also purely just in case don't want to pass on the curse. That is completely up to you, and if you are willing to do it, good on you, because it's a lot harder for women to get sterilized than it is for men, and that's just a fact. Yeah. Wait, if I get Jasper's wombs, won't I bear Jasper's kids? I don't think that... I think... yeah, no, please don't have my kids. What is that? Huh? Ew, kids. I know. Welcome, Safer Sensor. Good to see you. Jasper. Guys, Jasper moans a lot. Straight up. Yeah, we just have a stick. Don't stick it in weird places. Don't slatter weird things on it. What? And clean it. That's it. Meanwhile, women are like, literally, could not exist in your vagay. We'll get something to complain about. Straight up. Anime girl reason. Jasper going the true beach of Australia. We need a Jasper quote channel. Nat's gonna clip this. God damn it. Right, I will BRB. I'm gonna pee real quick. And we will get back into Stardew. And we will continue this conversation, right? What? my god, what are you guys doing? What am I reading? Why has someone found the quotes? Oh my god, why are there 7 of them? Oh! Guys, reading through this. What the fuck? How do you guys discover this? God, I don't know. Right. Sorry. No, redeem drink. Nobody thank you. No, I will drink to that. Why's the game struggling so much? Whoa. What's going on here? Prior to quoting, we found a wonderful thing today. Quote. There's a lot, no quote. Children. Oh my god, you guys. They are the G only mods can act like a dick if you're vegan, I think. Why is the fucking game so loud? No, it's not loud for you guys, but I've got massive jug. Fuck off, baby. She said I'll only ever selfie based upon. What the fuck? Did I? I can't suck dick if you're vegan. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's so wrong. Bina, I didn't say that! Oh no, this is... I like the menace emote. Oddest man rod. Nobody see anything? Oh my god. If I could be my vagina first in line. If I could donate my vagina to Mina, it would be the first in line, yeah. Today's full of weird stuff and somehow this stream wasn't it. Oh my You left us unsupervised. I left you in the care of Mina. Mina's supposed to supervise you guys. Oh no. Looking back, Jasper, thank you, Nat. Definitely not abusing my position as friend and mod. You are 100%. In my defense, I only had a real one. I even clipped it. God, you're just as bad, baby. I think Jasper actually said all of them at one point or another. Honestly, probably. I don't think there isn't anything I haven't already said at some point. I know there's like a handful of things that I know for sure that I've never talked about and I haven't said. So we'll see. I have nothing to do with this. Ina is supposed to guide us like a shepherd, but instead she's leading us down a dark path. Dude, she's like, yeah, straight up. Imagine you give Mina your... Oh my god, I've just broke my nail. No, I just did that. Imagine you give Mina your vagina and Mina comes back in like 3 months later be like, take it back, it's defective or something. Oh my god. Yeah, straight up. I think because, like, in all honesty, realistically, I will not. I think if we're being serious, let's face it, I won't be able to donate my vagina to Mina to have it transplanted. That's just not realistically gonna be able to happen whatsoever. I think we need to kind of... I don't want people to think that we're being literal in this sense. It will... If it could happen... I wouldn't be against it happening, but realistically, it won't be able to. Just for the pure fact that, to be honest, I probably got so much wrong with it. It's so like defective. Mina wouldn't want it. It's like you can have it, but like realistically, that thing is a beast in terms of infection level. I would give my uterus. Yeah, uterus. When we say vagina, by the way, I don't actually mean the whole thing. And neither does Mina. The vagina is like, it's made up of multiple different parts, and what I'm talking about donating is the bit that holds and produces babies, which is actually the uterus and not the vagina. It's got a name. I'm about to say urethra, but that's the thing you pee out of. Right. Oh. I'm gonna show it on stream, but diagram of vagina. Oh my god, it's giving me the actual thing. I meant the tubing. Oh, it is called the vagina. Okay. So vagina is the tube. But what we're talking about is the uterus. If I could donate my uterus. If I could donate my uterus in general, like if I could live life without it, it'd be gone. If I could just have the vagina left, which is the tube that a penis goes into, great. If I could like extend it for, you know, all intents and purposes of being an anime girl, I would. But, you know, if I could donate the uterus, the fallopian tubes, the ovaries, the whole thing would be gone. But realistically, it's being researched, but medically advancing, it's unlikely to happen. I don't want to say it's not going to happen in my lifetime, because realistically it probably will. But it's probably not something I'm going to be able to be applicable for. But who knows? But if I could, I would. Because I don't need it. I need the vagina because, despite all intents and purposes, I do still identify as a woman. So I do still need a tube. Well, I don't need a tube. Being a woman doesn't require anything. If you feel like a woman, you are a woman. End of conversation. Same for a man. You don't need the body parts to be that. It'll make you feel better, 100%. But realistically, for me personally, I don't really want the attachments that come with being a cis woman. That makes sense. It's just not fun. I don't like these diagrams. They're a bit graphic. I'm not being like a pussy about it. I'm just saying like there's hands involved in this. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. What is that? That's not. What is that? That's not any body part I know of. Why has this one got flowers on it? What is going on? What is going on? I'm so confused. What am I looking at? I'm getting lost on a rabbit hole, guys. I'm gonna close that. I would give my uterus, unfortunately, unless I wish to be on HRT. What's HRT? I will need to keep the ovaries. What's HRT? I got it. You even mention it. You even mentioned keeping the tube for anime girl reasons. Yeah, straight. Dang. Hey Jasper, you know what's good? You know what a good thing to ask for? It thrown gift cards. You don't need to be shafted on delivery fees and upcharging. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, guys. The throne was kind of just there because people were asking to support me in some way, and realistically, it was just the most guilt-free way I could do it. Realistically, if you are a bit unsure about donating anything, please don't feel like you need to. Realistically, I'm having to buy everything anyway. Appreciate the gift card offer, but it's more just a like when the throne, because I'm moving in today, obviously. The throne will be discontinued at some point, kind of in the next couple like maybe in the next month or something. Sometime in the next month, it will be discontinued. It's not going to be gotten rid of completely. It will be changed over because people keep asking about wanting to donate for the stream setup. And obviously, like, we've talked about the fact that I'll be getting a new PC at some point. That's still happening. I'm just not going to be taking donations for it because I feel like that's my responsibility as a streamer. And this isn't for everyone. This is just how I feel personally for my own streams. But for me, as your streamer and your entertainment, it's my job to provide that necessary piece of equipment for this. That's just how I'm looking at it. That's not for everyone. And if I ran into some serious problems and people really did want to help, like, I would be more than happy to do that. But what will be going on the throne instead, eventually, will be a donation fund for getting a potentially drawing tablet monitor style thing. I just have still got to decide which one I'm getting. And it will be a donation goal that will be set up for a certain amount of time. And then once that time is up, whatever's left over, I will be covering myself. And that is just how I'm looking at it right now. It's just because I don't want people to feel like they have to donate in order for me to get something. And I don't really feel... I just don't feel like I need to. It's not anything against people that do use Throne for this. I'm just saying, like, I'm not so... I'm uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Like, it's just because I'm not great at, like, asking for things. But yeah, there will be eventually a changeover on the throne for a drawing monitor eventually. It won't just be for setting up the house. It was just because at the time people were asking about it and I was like, I think this is a good idea to do. And it's like, yeah, I've done it. There's been several items that have been removed on there since. And that's just that. And then, you know, that's how it goes. Jasper, for the moment, I understand the weakness of my vagina. It disgusts me. I crave the strength and certainty of steel. I aspire to be purity on the base blessed machine. Your kind cling to your fleshy vagina. And if it will decay and fail you, one day the crude biomass you call a temple will wither. You'll be beg my kind to save you, but I'm already saved, for the machine is immortal. Yeah. Straight up, like, having a vagina isn't everything, and having a penis isn't everything. It's just a case of, like, if I could choose what I'd have, I would have just a tube, and that would be it. If that was an option. But unfortunately, it's not. Because as far as the doctors are concerned, my future husband might want children, and it's my responsibility as his wife. This is sarcasm, by the way. It's my responsibility as his wife to provide that for him. Bullshit. My husband wants kids. He's more than welcome to go out and he's more than... No, I'm not finishing that. He's more than welcome to have some. They just can't come from me. That's the only way I'm looking at it. Gift cards are a great idea. No, don't be a pussy. No, be a pussy. They can take a pounding unlike a dick. Bruh! I mean, a dick can take a pounding. It just wouldn't be very fun. And also, have you tried punching a vagina? It's not fun. Jasper, stop looking at porn. I'm not looking at porn. I was looking at medical diagrams. Jasper, share the weird body parts. I'm not. I think I would get banned. Straight up. Like, it was a bit graphic. Hormone replacement therapy. Hormone medication. Oh, HRT. Okay. Hate to break it to you, when you hit menopause, there's a chance you'll have to go on that anyway. So, just putting it out there. So for me, I wouldn't care. But yeah, hormone replacement therapy isn't great for anyone in the long term. It's not ideal. God, why are so many things getting banned? What's going on? I would donate my 11th toe and 3rd nipple. Oh, money, thanks. You don't need them, alright? HRT, hormone reassignment therapy. Yeah, I'm on HRT. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is what I know about. Tech priest, Jasper, I don't know about that. Weakness of my flesh disgusts me. Apparently there's lots of herbal stuff that can reduce your fertility, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't trust that, if I'm honest. Because I knew someone, this isn't even herbal stuff. I used to date someone, right, that literally ended up with a kid. Because he used to do so much cocaine. This is no cap, by the way. He used to do so much cocaine that he thought had never had it tested or anything. He thought that he was infertile as a result. Don't believe anything that isn't medically provided by a doctor. Much as I don't like doctors at the minute, I will never discredit the medical field at all. If a doctor does not provide you with this, with a piece of paper that tells you the risks and pros of taking it, prevent pregnancy and stuff, don't take it. Cocaine, herbal, chakra realignment. That's not to say those things aren't like, well, obviously not cocaine, don't do cocaine, but like obviously those things like have their own benefits, maybe more in a more like physiological self, maybe it'll make you feel better about yourself, that's fine. Not cocaine. This is not including cocaine. But don't do these things with something as risky as preventing pregnancy, because realistically, even on birth control, the birth control that I'm on, if I was to have a coil, take the pill, because you can take them both, if I was to be on the coil, take the pill, and also wear like condoms of some kind, and my partner was on some sort of medication, experimental medication that made them less fertile, even with all that, there's still a chance that I could get pregnant. That's just the realities of the medical field, right? Don't do anything that doesn't at least have a 99.9% chance of success in preventing pregnancy. Don't do the herbal stuff. I don't want to sit here and say that it's mumbo jumbo, because that's up to you to decide. And honestly, I think that herbal and therapeutic things can be beneficial in many other aspects. I'm just saying, don't put your hopes and dreams of not childbearing on it. He should pop out on his own. Excuse me? Yes. It's my responsibility to provide that for him. Girl, just steal from the playground. There's hundreds of those fuckers. Yeah, like straight up. No, don't kidnap children. My mum was put on HRT for menopause. I'm pretty sure my mother is the same, but don't quote me on that. Yeah, women recover way faster than from a crotch punch. I like how it banned crotch, but we're literally saying vagina and stuff in this chat, and it's not banning it. I would go on it now if it give me the huge titties like those anime babes in the Nazi channel. Bitch, yeah. Dude, I'm gonna talk about this real quick while we do this, but I'm also gonna read chat still. Wait, you're not already on that for already bad time for rain. Man can dream, damn it, Mimi. Unless he was shooting it into his fucking ballsack, then I fucking doubt it. Even then, I'd be skeptical. Yeah, straight up. Herbal stuff can do very impressive things, but honestly, yeah, don't go balls to the walls with the risky shit. This is exactly it. If you can obviously do more experimental stuff with herbal stuff, or, you know, meditation, or like a lot more of that, what's it called? It's got a certain name, like holistic, that's the way. Holistic stuff can do wonderful things for many people. You do kind of have to go into it with a bit of an open mind, but it can do wonderful things for many people. I can't speak for myself because I've personally never tried it. Holistic stuff can do a lot, right? And it, you know, it worked for several years. There's no reason it can't work now. The problem I draw the line over is that don't think it will cure you of things like cancer. It won't necessarily cure you from like severe medical issues. It won't necessarily cure you from like extreme like conditions, it won't necessarily prevent pregnancy. Don't pin your hopes on stuff like that for things that are a bit more complicated, if that makes sense. That's not to say that some people haven't found success. I know some people have found success with like tracking their cycles and stuff. That technically comes under holistic, I think. Don't quote me on that. But realistically, don't think that by taking 7 herbs every day and meditating 4 to 5 times a day is gonna make you infertile, because it doesn't work like that. And it might for some people, but there might be something else going along the way. Do it for things that might make you feel better about yourself, not things that will prevent you from a very expensive outcome. Because realistically, you get pregnant, children are expensive. You live in a country that doesn't provide free medical care. Abortions are expensive. It's the truth. And that's if you live in a country that provides them. So just be like very precautionary if children are not something that you want. That's just my bottom line of it. But it can help with other things. Like it can make you a lot less like stressed and stuff. So if you're looking for ways to help yourself mentally, it might not be a bad thing. But it won't cure anything. Is what I say. It might, but it's not likely. Is that what the kids call a back shot? Bruh. I had a pregnancy scare and I bloody used condoms. This was not the lottery I wanted to win. Yeah, straight up. It's like nothing's 100% ever. And I think that that's something people need to kind of be really clear with their partners about as well. Because, you know, you don't want to get into that position and then someone changes their mind. Because I think that, in my opinion, I think that things like that should be a mutual decision, but at the same time, I don't think that if you're not carrying the child, don't think that you get any say about what happens. Like, I think that a healthy relationship will mean you both make the right decision for yourselves, but realistically, don't think that you have any right in saying whether something happens or not, because if you're not carrying it, it's not up to you. That's just the truth of it. But don't hide it from your partners, please. People. I've seen so many horror stories about that. I hope that this is making sense. Good things about being a woman: nature gives you a natural stress ball. Dude, if I squeeze them, they hurt. Bad things about being a woman: Mother Nature wants grandchildren and she doesn't care how fucked up you are. Fortunately, I can't be just stupid. I'm doomed. They have feelings, dude. Ah, sorry, I opened an episode. Don't overgrab, you mean? Oh. Boobs are... Oh, I have sad nipple syndrome. Don't squeeze my tits. That's all I'll say. You don't know what that is. It's basically like a weird phenomenon where, like, the hormone... I think what it is the hormone released... Most women, like, when they have their, like, boobs played with, like, the hormone released is, like, you know, endorphins. I don't get that. I just get miserable. Like, not in a, like, ow, this hurts way. In a, like, I feel genuinely so depressed and homesick that I would, like, rather just curl up into a ball and cry about it. I have angry nipple syndrome. Yeah, straight up. So they have feelings, is what Mimi's trying to say. I have the right not to slap, not to have my ass slap wifey degrees. Yeah. What was I saying I was going to come back to? Oh yeah, boobs. We were talking about boobs. Let's talk about tits, right? So, I talked about this many times. I used to be, oh, I made me breakfast. I used to have I think it was a G or an F cup. I don't remember. I used to have huge melons, right? This isn't something I'm ashamed to talk about. I'm very open with this. I used to have absolutely ginormous melons, right? I used to, like, the ones you see on my character don't even compare. Like, I used to have big old titterlies, right? I used to have a lot bigger tits than I do now. Now, I'm a B cup. Which, if you didn't know, is like about the third size along. So, like, a double A is the smallest you can get in the UK, I think. And so, go from double A to B, right? I think. Don't quote me on that. I've never got that small. So I used to have, like, proper melons, right? And then I shrunk down in a year due to weight loss. Which I have talked about, but not extensively, and I'm still not ready to talk about that. But basically, I ended up with, like, quite a drop in size, right? That's ended up having complications. That's had complications. In terms of the fact that now I have what looks like 2 Ziploc bags of milk, right? Like half filled of milk. They do not look good. So for me, if I could, like, stay the kind of size I am, but, like, have bigger boobs, or, like, at least filled out enough that they don't look ridiculous and have no elasticity, and they literally, like, hang low and swing to and fro, and I can tie them in a knot, and I can tie them in a bow. You know, if I could, like, have that, right. And I know people are saying, well, Jasper, why don't you get, like, chest implants or something? I can't afford that! Anyway. Oh my god. Where's that goddamn truffle? It's not gonna happen in the winter. That's where we're at right now. Great tactic. Tracts of land. Wait, Jasper needs a lot of medical attention. Marries a doctor. Ooh, the sneaky rabbit wants medical procedures for free. Hey! Wouldn't be such a bad thing. I don't think I could marry a doctor. It's genuinely, like, it's not, like, I think that I need someone there with me, like, a lot of the time, and I think doctors have a pretty busy schedule. What was I doing? I needed to do something. Oh, yeah. Oh, red mullet. Where does it spawn? Right, give me a few seconds, I'll look it up. A B C D E D double D E F G G G H I J. I don't know after that. Yeah, like, I think once it gets sort of bigger, it's not available in the UK, is what my experience has been. I thought all sizes had double letters. Not all sizes. They do not, and double A is smaller than A, but all the other doubles are bigger for some reason. I think, in all honesty, I think it's to make you less self-conscious. They're like 4K each, and you gotta replace them after like 10 years. Yeah, like, chest implants are, like, complicated. And also, like, it depends what kind you get, because if you get, I think, silicone ones, you have to get them, like, x-rayed as well every so often. But yeah, they are expensive. Also, chest implants don't end up looking good often. They don't look good often, and also, from what I've heard, they're not as nice. Like, they look nice, like, they look hot, right? But in terms of feel, apparently they're not that great. I wouldn't know. I've never touched them. But hey, any ladies out there got chest implants, hit me up, because I think it's hot as fuck. Why'd the music stop when I said that? It was really awkward. Listen, I like women. I like women. I do like women. I know it's like a bit of a meme, but it's like, I like women. I like men. I like women. I like both. I like boobs as much as the next guy, you know? That's all I'm gonna say. hope none of my friends have chest implants. Obviously, if you do, great for you. But like, I'm not saying I want to fill yours. But thanks. You pay for what you get. Yeah, straight up. I know someone that used to have the saline ones, and they've recently switched over to silicone ones, and because they prefer the silicone ones, but they weren't able to get the silicone ones originally. Oh wait, no, this is a thing. Not all. I'm gonna debunk something that I do know about. Double check with your doctor, obviously, but not all chest implants, right? This is a myth. A lot of people say you need to get them replaced often. Not all chest implant types need replacing. This is a it's a con because they want you to come back and pay to have them done again. Obviously, they do need checking every couple years, right? That's not a myth. They do want you to come in and get them checked. But it is a bit of a myth with some of the types that you need to get them replaced. It's usually a con to get you to pay more. But don't double check. Don't take my word for it. I've just been told that it is a somewhat of a oh, they do. They like a full day killed kind of work, and your break day's only a break day. Oh no, silicone ones, they are known to leak. I think they're both known to leak, but the silicone ones are a lot more deadly if they leak, if that makes sense. Like, saline ones, you've got saline already. Saline's just water. So if that breaks in you, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, you do still need to seek medical help if they do leak, but they're not as bad as if a silicone one leaks. It's pretty deadly, but saline ones are not so bad, which is why they're the ones that are recommended more. Smirk. Jasper, sweetie, that's called being bi. I'm very aware of what I am. I'm not sitting here and saying I'm straight, people. I don't think I've ever said that I'm straight. I don't think that was something new. If you sorry to bring it to you, I think that's something that's been very aware, like, of a long time. So if you're new and you weren't aware, I like women and I like men. I've got, like, discrepancies, obviously. I'm more like, I prefer romantically men over women, but sexually I like both. So intimate attraction is higher for both. Is about equal, but that's more just because I've never dated a woman. I've had intimate experiences with women, but like I've never dated one. So I'm not ever gonna sit here and say that I'm straight because I get a lot of people in my real life, in my IRL life, saying that I'm straight, and I dispute that heavily. And realistically, you don't have to prove to anyone what you are. If you feel in your heart that you're gay, you're gay. If you like men and you're a man, you're gay. You like men and women, you like men and women. It doesn't matter if you've kissed a man and you're a man, or you've kissed a woman and you're a woman. That doesn't make you any less bi or gay than the next guy, you know? Like, you are what you feel, okay? Don't let anyone say any different, especially don't let straight people, in my experience, don't let straight people tell you who you're attracted to, because it really grates me the amount of people I get in my real life saying to me, when I say I like men and women, they say to me so often, but you're straight. I'm like, where did you get that idea from? Where did you get that idea from? Oh, because I've only dated men? Yeah, but like, I've not found the one, you know? It's like, no, like, not in that way. Like, I've never found a woman today, if that makes sense. Because, like, just because I've not dated a woman does not mean I'm not gay. I'm not any, like, you know, it doesn't mean, like, I date men and women, so I'm bi, right? I would date both. I would have sex with both. I would kiss both. That makes me bi, right? Or whatever. Like, it might make me pan. It's completely up to you. But like, I like both. And also, I'm not talking about cis. I'm like, I would date anyone. I don't really like. It's a gender thing for me, so I can't say I'm pansexual. But like, it doesn't really matter to me if it's someone that identifies as a woman but has a penis, or if it's someone who identifies as a man but has a vagina. Doesn't matter. Your gender is not assigned to the bits that you have. Okay, thank you. Don't want to discuss that any further because we're not getting into it. But I like men and women. That's not news. However, it seems to be news. It seems to be fucking news to my family, which, if you didn't know, I will talk about this. Actually, I'll get back to this. I need to reach out. I don't want to sound mean, but your model has the vibes of someone I could drink with outside. And when I see a girl passing by and I say, huh, that's a nice ass, you'd turn and be like, damn. So it is. It wouldn't be like that. I'd be like, yeah. I'm not really the kind of person that goes like, man, that person's hot. I don't do that. I get really self-conscious about it. I like to know people before I get into them. It's not me being like, I like personality. If I look at a woman and I'm like, man, she's hot, I'm gonna say she's hot. You know, for me, like, Cher is like God's gift on earth, you know? I think that woman is 100% bangable and I would love her to step on me, you know? Like, I don't think that's any news. If you guys wanted to know who my woman crush is, Cher is like the hottest piece of meat on earth I've ever seen. That's not me being disrespectful. I think she's beautiful. I think she's beautiful as a person, and I'm sure she's a lovely person. I think that she is very attractive. And Cher, if you're watching this, please step on me. That's not meant to make you feel weird. I hope that you're okay, and if you does, don't worry about it. But like, please step on me. But I also like Christine Baranski. I think she played Tanya in Mamma Mia. I also think she's really attractive. So if you want to know my type in women, it's that. But yeah, I've felt some fake boobies, and I think they were saline. They feel real. She went from an A to a D or something. Very cool. Yeah, saline ones are generally looked at as being the ones that feel the most realistic. Silicone ones are the ones that feel fake. But getting whichever one is up to you, because some people like the fake feel, and some people like them to be realistic. And most people that say, like, oh, fake boobs don't feel real, like, you can tell, like, are talking about silicone implants, which was the common thing to get. Saline ones feel a lot more realistic. One VTuber called me hetero because of my username. I'm still processing that. What's hetero? My mind has actually gone blank. I know that word, and now I'm like, what does that mean? Oopsie. I like white-haired anime men. You know what? Who doesn't? Dante? Oh my god. Hello, Mimi. I'm two of those things, just saying. I don't know who Dante is. Bruh. I gotta have an anime part. Bruh. I know a couple lesbians in your area. My area. Wifey says I'm built like an anime character. Very cool. That's the biggest compliment you could get from your partner. Emperor Cable redeemed drink. Thank you, Emperor Cable. I will drink to that. Good lord. Cher still looks amazing. She does. I do believe life after love. Do you believe in life after love? Jasper and Mimi Discord gave me one thing in agreement. Death by Snoo Snoo is hot. It is. I constantly have to tell my mom I don't want a relationship because I'm fine alone because I don't have to share my stuff. That's a good reason to stay single. You know what? You never have to worry about who's gonna eat the last, like, muffin in the cupboard, you know? Heterosexual, lol. It's only a compliment if they aren't saying you look like a witch from Spirited Away. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's only a compliment. Heterosexual. That means you're straight. yeah, no one necessarily, like, don't assume people, like, are necessarily, like, into men if they're, wait, don't assume people are straight just because they're dating a man. There might be discrepancies in that. And they're straight. I don't know. Anyway, Lara dyes her hair white straight up. She would 100%. I was looking up red mullet. Yeah. So I constantly. Oh, the hetero VTuber story is like a 3-part saga. Oh my god. No, you said what was hetero. I was explaining to you as you couldn't remember. Yeah, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I was like, wait, what does that actually translate to? I know what it means. It's just like my brain was like not computing. I was genuinely having a buffering moment. 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the ocean. Okay. Oh. Long story short, I'm as straight as a circle. Circles aren't straight. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. I'm not, so I've never, like, there was a time in my life, right, where I had a girl that I was good friends with, who I'm still good friends with. I think she recently got married. But she once told me that she had a thing for me, and I turned around and said, I think I like men, and I'm not interested. And then keep in mind, I'd never dated a guy before when this happened. So for me, I didn't know what I was into. I didn't even know if I was into men. You know, I knew what kind of man I was into, but realistically, no man like that really kind of happened. So, I, for years, kind of went off this hypothesis that I was straight because, you know, that's what you do. I just didn't really ever get to experience it. And most people in my school thought I was gay because I'd never dated anyone. And it was just purely because no one was interested in me. And so I didn't know what I was into. I thought I was into men because that's what people around me were into, you know? That's what my family's all straight. My friendship group was all straight. So as far as I was concerned, I was straight because everyone around me was. I didn't really see the point in being anything else, you know? And then, I got with the guy that we've talked about many times on this channel, the cunt. And I realized after a few weeks of dating him that I wouldn't really mind doing the things that I was doing with him with a woman. And I realized at that point that I actually didn't really care. And people were just people, and you could be romantically interested in both. And then I was like, hey, I think I am gay. Or gay being like just inclusive. I think I'm into both men and women. And that was that story. And then I made out with a friend for a dare at a party once. I was drunk, she was drunk, it was completely consensual. We have talked about it since, and neither one of us really cares that it happened. My boyfriend at the time was there, he fully consented to it. Oh my god. Welcome, James. Cool. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you very much for the subscription at 9 months straight. Wow. Oh my god, I've been straight that long. Oh my god. Thank you very much. And welcome. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well today. Hey. Guys, I'm gay. People, huh? You don't look gay. Like, what the fuck kind of comment is that? Do they expect them to be like, guy, okay, hold on, strips into shorts and pink tank top with a rainbow bow around the neck and rainbow glasses, strike a sexy pose, darling, I'm gay or something. And people, even if they did that, people would still say that they're straight. It's just because people don't really, in my experience, hetero, the old-fashioned type, oh, there we go. The old-fashioned type of people that I'm around tend to not want to acknowledge people being anything but what they are. For their own insecurity. Come to think of it, One of the people that keep saying that I'm straight, even though well, they used to. They don't anymore. I very much put a stop to that one night. But they don't want to even acknowledge the fact that I might have other issues going on. But never mind. It's another story to talk about at another time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Damn, I joined stream and first thing I hear is you make out while drunk. Who doesn't? I made out with a girl drunk. It was a dare. We both consented drunkenly. And then in the morning, it was like a confirm of like, we okay with this? And okay with this. We're still friends. Well, we're not anymore. I don't see her anymore. She's not like, and that's not because we fell out or anything. She's a perfectly nice lady. It's just because we went to college together, and now I don't go to college anymore, and life happens. But yeah, that was a good time. She was great. We remained friends for many years afterwards, and I'd still consider her someone that I'm good buddies with. Yeah. Hello, Jasper. Oh, you saw the bulletin I posted. Looks perfect. Let's see here. What do I owe you? Do you need anything? Oh god, what's the sub baby's name? Huh? My past couple of relationships fucked me up kind of bad last, to the point where I was getting blackout drunk and put me in a really bad place. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that you're able to recover from that, and if you prefer to be single for the rest of your life, I hope that that's the thing that brings you the most gratification. Do whatever makes you happy. I really hope that you're able to do that for yourself, and if staying out of a relationship for now or for the foreseeable future is the best thing for that, good on you for making that decision. Do whatever makes you happy. Ugh, I don't want that. I want that. Why are they acting like that's something I want? Whoa! What? Well, okay then. Go. I have an idea. There's a lot of trash in the water. Why don't we fish some out and make them out more beautiful? Might be able to find 25 gold star vegetables. I'll do the trash one. Gather 20 pieces of trash. Dump the trash in the recycling bin. Okay. Oh, my river! The pond near my house, it doesn't contain fish, does it? I'm gonna go to bed and process the last 2 hours. Okay, thank you for coming. I hope that you're able to sleep after my fucking cringe fest. But yeah, thank you for acknowledging that I'm bi. I had like 3 relationships and then was like, you know what? Probably not for me. I can hardly take care of myself, let alone a second person. Bruh. What did you do? Jasper, you can't just throw bombs into the mayor's house. Why fucking not, you know? Your Honor, my client would like to claim Whoopsie Daisy on the charge of blowing up the mayor. But yeah, no, in terms of like, I get like, so in England, I don't think this is something that's necessarily native to Cornwall, but in England, occasionally there's this survey that you have to fill out for the government, basically just so they can get essentially just statistic data. And it basically just is like where you fill out like your ethnicity, where you're from, where you identify from, where like are you in a committed relationship? Are you wanting like, I don't remember, it was a long time ago when I last like did it. Oh. It was a long time ago when I did it. So in that survey, they get you to fill out what your sexual orientation is. And for me, I was doing it and my mother was having to explain to me how you do it. And when it came time to fill out this part of the questionnaire, she straight up went, so on this, like, what is your sexual orientation? She said, okay, so you would put in this, straight. And I went, but I'm not straight. Oh my gosh, thank you very much for the 797 bits, James. Thank you very much. That's very generous. Jasper, no bomb throwing. I will do what I want. The second goat bomb hits in the base house. Anyway, I'm going back to bed now. Enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your sleep. James is too nice. Straight up, James is so nice. There's a fish in here. What the fuck? I only get garbage in here. What the hecky, dude? Go eep. I've got a wood skin. Have a cool wood skin. But yeah, so she and I ended up having kind of a bit of a tiff about the fact that I was like, but I'm not straight. And she's like, well, you've only dated men. I'm like, that's not how that works. And she's like, well, you know, I think you're straight. And I was like, I'm not. It's not about what you think. I know that I'm gay. I know that I'm, you know, in the LGBTQ community. I know that I'm bisexual. I know I like women and I know I like men. It's not really like something that your opinion really matters to me on. And so it ended up being a whole kind of, for fuck's sake, it ended up being a whole bit of a drama, and it's still an ongoing drama because if you didn't know, my sibling is gender fluid or non-binary. Please don't crucify me. I can never remember which one they identify as, but basically some days they feel more masculine and some days they feel more feminine is the way they've put it to me. They are very much accepted. They are still very much loved by me and my entire family, regardless of this, and they've been very supported in, you know, discovering this about themselves. And I'm really happy that this has happened, but it's really, I get a bit jealous about it because it's really hard watching my family basically kind of acknowledge and accept that my sibling is what they feel. And yet I am constantly still, to this day, having to kind of explain myself to people that I'm bi. And it's like, such a rough one. Like, I just don't, I think it just bothers me sometimes. I'm like, I don't understand why I need to acknowledge the fact that I like women, like men. Because I feel like, you know, god damn, why am I still catching fucking fish? That's so BS, you shouldn't have to explain. It's very much an old-fashioned, I don't even want to say it's an old-fashioned family because my dad is very, 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 like, he's a bit old-fashioned and sometimes some of the stuff that comes out of his mouth is a bit problematic, but in terms of the LGBTQ plus community, he's very supportive and he's very, very good about, you know, being acknowledgeable about the fact that he might have a bit of a bias because his generation have grown up in the idea that he should have a bias, but realistically, he tries very hard not to, which I think is better than a lot of people. So don't come for my dad. But he also, when I turned around to him and I went, it's hard for me to kind of say that I'm bi because, you know, Mum said that she doesn't think I'm bi. I hope my mom's not home during this conversation. I feel so bad. But, like, it's really hard, like, because I was like, it's just hard that, you know, I know that I like women, like, I like men, and I don't really understand why, like, she doesn't think that. And he said, well, I don't think you're bi either. And I just, like, kind of had to just stand there and take it. And it's still, like, a really, like, it's still something I kind of still have to kind of grapple with. Like, I don't think that I'm not really worried about being not accepted, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not worried about being not accepted or crucified for liking women like I like men. Like, that's not something that ever worries me. But what does upset me is the fact that the people around me just blatantly don't accept it. But not because they're trying to be hateful or anything, because they are supportive of the LGBTQ community. They just don't see me in that equation. And they don't understand why. And it's something that, because I know that they're not hating on me, I just don't get what I don't get who I have to, like, kiss to, like, prove that I'm something to them. And realistically, I don't need to prove anything to anyone. And it's just, like, something I have to constantly remind myself is, like, just because I don't actively sleep with a woman doesn't mean I'm any less, like, bisexual than anyone that does, you know? That's a whole thing. But I do like women as much as I like men. And it's like, it's, you know, and it's not just my family. Like, my co-worker, who I'm quite good friends with, also kept turning around and saying that she doesn't think that I'm gay or, like, that I'm bisexual. Like, she's very much like, I don't think you're bisexual. It's like, but why not? Like, well, because you're straight. Because at the time I was dating a guy, and she's like, because you're also dating a guy and you're very obviously straight. And I was like, right, just because I'm dating a guy right now doesn't necessarily mean that I haven't dated women in the past. And also, I don't need to have dated women to prove that to you. But what gets me is that I've literally, like, had experiences and people still don't want to accept it. That's the thing, is, like, people are constantly like, but you haven't done anything. It's like, I have. But even when you tell them you have, they're like, you wouldn't. Like, you're not. I don't want to accept it. And I just don't get it. It's like, why? Why do I need to constantly prove myself to people? I don't need to have slept with a woman. I don't need to have an experience. Just like someone who, you know, because I think I've heard people who are fully gay, like, you know, lesbians and gay men, also have the experience where they're like, well, you just haven't met the right woman or the right man, you know? It's like, why did they get that? But I'm like, well, maybe I haven't met the right woman or man to tell me that I'm not gay. You know? It's like, genuinely, why am I still, like, to this day having to prove this to people? If I filled out a dating app, I never would, because I'm not that interested in it. But, like, if I filled out a like a dating app site and it said, what are you interested in? Men, women, non-specific. I'd literally put tick to all. I'm interested in all. Like, I would literally put that. It's like, genuinely, why? It's like, why do I have to pick one? Like, I would date all. Doesn't that make me I don't know. I'm going on, like, a tangent, but it's just something I deal with. Pat. Fuck all things. I'd fuck anything. Literally, I did squash, before anyone asked, I did actually squash my co-workers' expectations with me, though, because on a drinking night out, I literally, like, had to sit there drunk explaining to them, like, the in-depth, like, what I would do with a woman. And yeah, they stopped shortly after, like, calling me straight. They stopped calling me that after that. Don't let others define you. You shouldn't have to explain to others. Just do you. I will, and I will do other people while I'm at it. And James, do you drink to me? Thank you, James. I will drink to that. Fuck anything. Hashtag gets banned. Stream froze right after that joke. Oh, feels bad, man. I guess you can say you're straight, but I genuinely like quote and I do other people about it. Hey, yeah, I'd sleep with a woman. I'd sleep with a man. And you know what? I'd sleep with people that don't identify as either. That's fine. I don't really mind. I do have a preference in. I don't want to sit here and like act like it's very much straight cut because I think there are discrepancies for me, as is. In the sense of like, much as I would sleep with a woman, I haven't met a woman that I think I would date. Like, I've never like been. I don't find I have as much of a like romantic. I have romantic interest in women. And in my head, I'm like, I think I would, but I've never had an experience or I've never met someone that I'd be like, yeah, I'd date them. If that makes sense. I've met several women that I've been like, I would sleep with them. But when it comes to actually like long term, I can't really think like that, if that makes sense. I couldn't picture myself marrying a woman, if that makes sense. But that's purely, I'm very acknowledgeable of the fact that that might just be because I haven't met a woman that I felt like that about yet, or will. And but a man, I can very much like be like, yeah, I would marry a man. I've met several men that I would marry. Unfortunately, it's not worked out, but most of the time, in fact, all of the time, I've not met a man that I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna marry that man. But women, I just haven't kind of got to that space with yet. But I think that's partially just because I've never dated a woman, and I'm not ready to rule it out yet. But 100% would be like, I see women on the street, and I'd be like, yeah, I'd bang that. You know, just like I see men on the street, and I'm like, on the street, and I'm like, yeah, I'd bang that. It's like, yeah, I'd sleep with them. I could imagine myself kissing that person. But like when it comes to dating long term, I'm like, I've not really met someone yet that I felt like that about. Sorry, I hope that doesn't bother people. Ow! Ah, oh, I cut my gum. Ow! Right. I identify as a straight guy. Doesn't mean I haven't done gayish things, but yeah, like also just because you've slept with, well, just because you've done it with both doesn't necessarily mean that you are gay. You know, like I think it's your sexual orientation is 100% just how you feel. It's like you know, for me, it could have been the opposite of how I feel now. I might have kissed my friend and gone, like, I'm not going into detail about like other experiences, but I might have kissed her and I might have found from that yeah, I'm not into women. You know, I might have slept with someone else and gone, yeah, I don't think I would do this again. That's completely fine. Just because you've done it doesn't mean necessarily that you are that now. It's just completely how you feel. Because I know guys that didn't want to rule out that they weren't gay, and they've had experiences with other men, and they've decided from that they weren't interested in men, you know, and that's completely fine. People want to experiment, you know, that's fine. Co-worker, she's not gay, I'll go drink with her tonight, it'll be fine. Drunk Jasmine, dude, let me fucking tell you, woman, like, I would, oh my, like, this tongue has been made. Oh my god, and she keeps going, and I grab them by the, please help, the sensor button is ringing. Straight up, I'll never forget that night, because I just, you know, you guys know, literally when I get started on a train of thought, I just go at it, and I have no censor, right? Because I obviously these are my co-workers. I went also with Paul, he said that it was the funniest thing because he went off to the bar at this conversation, came back, and both, because we were with two other co-workers who, one of them was very much like, I don't think you're gay, and then the other one was like, I don't really think I know you well enough. They were both glued to my conversation about me talking about the in-depth like logistics of how I would sleep with a woman. They were literally like the whole, I don't remember it very much, but they were literally like, is that star moving? Can you see that? Guys, look what is going on there? Why is it moving? Sorry, I got distracted. They were literally glued to my conversation because I was just in depth going like, so straight up pussy, and it was just like the most like, they were just like completely like, because another thing is I don't know obviously, but I don't think that either of them had really ever managed to have an in-depth conversation with someone about these things. Mostly, and in my experience, most people haven't. Most people that I know haven't like really been able to have like an in-depth conversation with someone about what other people's sexual interest is. And then you meet me and I'm just straight up like, oh yeah, balls to the wall, would 100% rap, like, you know. It's like, yeah, that start is very distracting. Ayo. I can certainly see Jasper saying that straight up, I would. I also used to joke about identifying as a hot pocket because I'm a meaty snack. James. I'm not gonna break it to you. You can do gay things without being gay, straight up. Like, some people as well, like, I know some women that would quite happily kiss another woman, but in a, like, no homo way, you know? I get being gay with the homies all the time. I get being gay with the homies all the time. I slap homies on the ass. I act exaggeratingly gay and even have a, if I was gay, husbando. Does that change anything about me? No. I'm just comfortable with my sexuality and gender. That won't change anything. Hell, if I wore a skirt accidentally, yeah, I'd still fine. Dude, a skirt doesn't make you feminine. Like, it might make you feel more feminine if that's, like, what you lean towards, and that's great, but, like, a kilt is... I'm gonna get crucified by the Scottish right now, but a kilt is technically just a skirt. Like, men have worn, like, skirts and dresses, like, for years. Like, it's not... Like, I don't understand why we've suddenly got gender assignment to them. But yeah, like, no, it's genuinely, like, you are... Like, I've got female friends who slap my ass and, you know, talk about tits and vagina with me, but they're straight as, like, they're straight as anything, you know? And then there's me over here that's like, yeah, I like men, but I like women. And I'm straight up like, I like men and I like women, you know? It's like, it's just however you feel. And, you know, you also don't have to tell people. It's like, you're not under any obligation to, like, explain or tell yourself to people. And I am 110% telling myself that, but realistically, I don't listen. Honestly, I was talking to Mina and Melon is the longest interaction I've had with a woman. Oh, I got up early and fed all the farm animals. I hope that make your job a little easier today. I also filled a lot of birds' water. Thanks, man. Jasper, you mean the world to me. Aww. I was going to say something and I forgot. Not break what to me. The hot pocket means something else. But I think you kind of knew that. And you guys use my tits in the background on Snapchat. What? Excuse me? I have my ass off. I did that. Yeah, I won't. I'll point at Hololive. Most of the girls are there are straight, but they get go with the homies all the time because they're just on that level of friendship. Yeah, like straight up, you know you're like good friends with someone if you can comfortably like act gay and be gay around them and it not mean anything, you know? I maybe need to kind of get rid of. Sorry. But yeah, like. I bet I didn't know. Oh god. Welcome, Segray. What Dijon shit did I just fall into? We're talking about being gay and liking men and women and being, you know, the normal. I'm complaining, but laughing, and I think it's funny. Chat, is it okay to be gay? It is 100% okay to be gay. I'm complaining, but laughing. I think it's funny. What is this game? Lol. Put a pot on your head to free up inventory. Stardew Valley, dude. Yeah, straight up. Interesting. My mum wants me to get with her boss's daughter. Okay. My mom wants me to get with her boss's daughter who's my age but is diagnosed with psychosis and multiple personality. Dude, if you like that person, then, you know, that's up to you. If you aren't interested in that person, there's no shame in saying no, okay? You don't have to follow what your parents want you to do. Completely up to you to make that decision. Oh my god. My first girlfriend was bipolar. It didn't last long. I dated a guy who I think might have had bipolar disorder. No diagnosis or anything, but it was probably like, and this isn't to say I'm not tarring everyone with the same brush, but like the fact that he wasn't sure. He had something going on, right? He definitely had something going on, and it was really hard trying to navigate his mental health when we didn't know what was kind of wrong, and it meant that I couldn't help him long term. Like I didn't stay with him because it was. Oh, it didn't end well because he was really unpredictable. And in certain times it was scary how unpredictable he is. And if you know anything about me as a person, you know that I need stability. And I need someone who's kind of a bit more I need someone that's more mentally stable than me. And unfortunately this guy, like, amongst the other fucking issues that he had, like, this was just like a big contender that I had to deal with. And, you know, it's not to say people with bipolar issue are not dateable. They 100% are. But this guy, like, I think he needed help. And I couldn't get him to get that help. But, you know, that's not why we broke up. We broke up because he wanted children and basically wasn't taking no for an answer. And we all know how I feel about that. So... it was a whole thing. Basically implied to me one time that if I got my coil out, I wasn't necessarily getting a choice in getting a new one put in. Which is unhinged. So, Mum wants a political marriage. Call it that. Kirby. Oh. Oh, dang. Mirror on the wall is the biggest tip of them all. Kirby. Kirby. Oh, Princess Peach. Hey. Oh, dang. I don't like her. I've met her. She's fucking nuts. She doesn't take her meds. Also, what if I want to go drinking until 3 AM and wake up at my friends? Hey! Saying this as your character has fucking jiggle physics is insane. Yeah. My jiggle physics are pretty good. I love my model. I could turn down the jiggle physics, but what's the point? Look at how great it is. Yeah, but if you're not interested in her, don't date her. That's just, you don't have to. That's completely up to you. I have a bad time saying no, though, too. That relationship was on and off a lot, to the point that another female friend of mine stepped in and finished our last one. And that's always a hard one in relationships, is like, can't really say no to people. I struggle saying no to people, and it's gotten me into, like, I struggle saying anything to people, and it's really gotten, I can feel, because it gets, obviously I don't know what you went through personally, but as someone who also struggles with, like, communication, it's like, it's really hard to navigate a relationship, especially with someone who's not really maybe mentally as stable as you need them to be, and getting people to read the room is difficult in a relationship. Jasper, can I have tits? Yeah, if you want. Can't have mine, because there ain't much there, but... like, I also want to drink and have fun doing dumb shit. Yeah, straight up, like, you should be free to do what you want, you know? First time seeing this kind of thing, I'm never on Twitch. Is there male versions with a dick and balls in my face? Maybe not on Twitch, my dude. You might find a bit more success with that kind of, like, graphics on, like, other platforms, but there are many. But yeah, no. Male jiggle physics on Twitch are not as fun as maybe mine. I have optionally chosen. I drew the model, so, you know, lame. Hey, not on Twitch, but classic Twitch L, straight up. I was expecting a no. I can understand that saying no can be hard. Yeah, no. You are more than welcome to have tits if you want tits. They just can't be mine. But mummy, I mean, Mina, you already have great tits. I found some good things by looking in the garbage cans on lucky days. Sometimes you'll find the dish of the day behind the saloon. Usually fresh. For dessert, I'll check the Malner's can for cookies. Who? For treasures, check the cans by the blacksmith in the museum. Oh, are the like trash cans actually like specific? I'm almost there with the. Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm definitely one of the like lesser jiggly physics like characters, I'm afraid. So if you think this is impressive, you should see some of the others. I'm looking through Jasper's throne right now. God. That throne does have some nice stuff. What to maybe or possibly not try to do, or try to possibly maybe buy for not specific person. If you want to take inspiration from my throne, by all means. Chat not to get political. Oh god. Oh, I will. Oh god. Oh god. Chat, does meat size matter? Important for future. I mean, if we're talking steak, like, oh, if we're talking steak, you want to make sure it will fit in your frying pan, you know? So I guess that depends more on getting a decent sized frying pan. Sausages wise, you want to make sure you've got a baking dish that they can fit in. So I guess, like, I think meat's a pretty standard size, right? I mean, you could chop it up. That could work. Oh, meat is good meat. No. What the fuck is oatmeal? What do you mean, what is oatmeal? It's just oatmeal. Depends, a nicely sized seeds. Oh wait, are we talking about food? Okay, what about the size of fucking cock, guys? Oh, chicken? No. If you're, it's not about the size, it's about what you do with it. That's the short and sweet of it. I've got like my own opinions on like the discussion of like bigger cocks over smaller cocks, and I'm just gonna say that size isn't everything, because if it's too big, it fucking hurts, and that's just where I'm gonna end that conversation. It's a Jasper. It's a Crimson. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Maybe huge. Baby, what the fuck? Chicken is good though, too, though. The short and sweet of it is crazy. It's a Jasper. Not the size of the boat in the water, but the size of the motion in the ocean. Yep. I messed saying it up somehow, but oh well. No, I got it. Not the size of the boat, but how deep the cavern goes, as they say. Yeah, well, like, yeah, like, for me, I want to have, like, an anime girl-sized tube, but unfortunately, I'm cursed with a uterus, so I've got a size limit, you know? I'm just not into, like, I've had guys with, like, varying sizes over the years, and we're gonna get real about it. Like, I've had, like, the average, I've had the like, beyond average, and I've had the, like, good size. And the good size is the happy in between, and it's the experience. That's what I prefer. Pulls out giant great sword. Oh, down there. This bitch went to a buffet of cogs. No. This is over, like, the last, like... God, when did I start dating? When did I start seeing cogs? Back in 2017 was the first time. That was 2017. Year are we on? 2025, so 8 years ago. And I have seen 5 cocks in my life. Yeah. Have I got there yet, by the way? I'm not, like, even looking. Oh my god. I've been fishing all fucking day. Damn, how old are you again? I'm 23. Yes. I will be 24 this year, so if you're wondering, like, so 24, 8 years I've been having sex. Yes, that means that I was 16 when I lost my virginity. Guys, I'm not here to debate the age in which you should or shouldn't be having sex. I think that 18 plus is where the, like, majority lies. But I live in the UK, where in the UK it is legal to have sex from 16. Interestingly, it's legal to have sex from 16, but it's not legal to send nudes. So, you know, okay, something needs to be reanalyzed there. So it's pretty normal in the UK for most people to have lost their virginity at 16. That is... Yeah, she's a baby. 23! I'm turning 24 this year too. Hey, let's go! 20s! Yeah, I turned 24 in August at some point. I've never talked about what day it is. Which I cast additional uterus. Victim, no please, one is bad enough. Dude, some people have, like, 2 uteruses. It is not a fun experience from what I've heard. Golden Corolla chicken. Down. Yeah, 24 this year, youngins, all of you. Yeah, so I was 16 when I lost my virginity. The guy I lost my virginity to was a year older than me. Before anyone that's, like, freaking out, he was pretty close in age. We were in the same year at art college, because if you didn't know, the art college I went to, you didn't have to be a specific age. But he was only a year older than me. But yeah, so technically speaking, we're both under the age of 18. I'm not going to sit here and debate whether that's a good idea or not. I don't think I really want to have an opinion on that. But for me, especially as this is an 18 plus channel, I'm going to be real with you guys. I lost my virginity. It's because in my country, that's legal. Final day! Oh my god, I really got to get this done. Okay, and now, dump all the trash behind. Okay. I turned 24 in July. I'm still a virgin. Are you? Okay. We are close in age, but such a different life. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I was gonna lose my virginity, and, like, when I did, I didn't think I would lose my virginity for, like, several more years. Like, several more years. Oh no, it's... Oh, is that gonna count? Yeah, I didn't think I was gonna lose my virginity when I did. I just happened to kind of meet a guy at the right time, and At the time, oh. Jasper, come stand next to the fire pit. It feels great. I was hoping you'd come by sometime. Oh. I wanted to say sorry for mistrusting you at first. Most people don't treat me well, so I've learned to be cautious. But you've been uncommonly nice to me. You're a unique person, and I consider you a good friend. Ah! Hey, I want to show you something. Come inside. Ayo. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck was that noise? Oh my god. Ah, there we go. See this? I bet. Oh my god. Guys, the creators of this are fucking sick. There we go. See this? It's a special kind of fish bait that I make. It's top quality stuff. I'd eat it myself. Here, I want you to have the recipe. Linus, you bore! I'm not coping after that. Yeah, I used to consider myself lucky, but the guy was a cunt later on in life, and we all know that. So, probably would have been better off waiting. I'm almost disappointed that I let him have my virginity. I have his virginity, but... She's an honorary... Oh, wait. She's an honorary... 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 Honorary member. There we go. Honorary member of the hegemony. AKA haven't lost my V card. Well, you know, there's no shame in that. You lose it when you want to lose it. Linus is a good bean. He's showing you his secret place in his pee-pee. Yeah, apparently so. It smells like fish in there. I'm a bit concerned. Like, guys, this... Oh. Guys, I gotta go home to Harvey and explain this experience. Jesus Christ. I'm also gonna have to end stream kind of soon. Oh, fuck! The traveling cart, guys. We missed it. Oh. Alright, we'll just have to do it there now. I gotta sleep. I mean, I gotta. My character's gotta sleep, but I gotta go because I got a bed to collapse before it gets too late. Welcome to. Well, thank you very much for the follow, Segray. Welcome to the Forest of Fantasy. We hope you enjoy your stay here. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want to. Okay. Ad break. God damn it. Sorry, guys. Not Hagemony. Oh, I see. Cool that in honor of Mina, Mimi's, and our beloved Tiger Mom. Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, Lara's also an honorary member of that, because, like, Lara's younger than me, guys. You guys will think I'm the baby of the group. Lara's literally younger than me. Not gonna lie, I'm glad I didn't put my PP in crazy, because Howie, my ex, could have put me in jail, bruh. Damn, don't stick your dick in crazy. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, my ex-wife was crazy enough to do that. Oh god. Mina is our hag. We get to corral you if you Awakara baby case. What? I only put my BB in crazy. Good for you, man. Oh my god, I can't. Yeah, I'm not the youngest of the group. Although it's weird because I do get labeled as the baby of the group, which is like I always have to say like Lara's younger than me. Not one of the youngest. Check your DMs after stream. Me? Okay, I will check my DM. Oh man, don't stick your dick in crazy. Reminds me of a conversation I had with someone I knew. It's also, it goes both ways, guys. Like, if I could go back in time, I've slept with 5 guys in my life, right? Would I sleep with all of them again? No. There are, like, if I could go back in time and do what I did, in regards to, yeah, no, I just don't want to have this conversation, but it's, you know, like, I've had the crazy, and I've had the alright, but it didn't end well, you know, and that's just life. It's, you know, you don't have to sleep with whoever you're in a relationship with, okay? In my experience, I've always slept with whoever I'm in a relationship with. Yeah, I slept with 5 guys. I've dated 4 of them, you know? We're not even going into the subject of other sleeping with, but there's only ever been one person that I didn't date that I've slept with. And yeah, you know, like, would I have dated them? Yeah, I would have. But, you know, never heard from them again. Which is a bit of a sad on my part, because I feel like a failure. But yeah, like, you know, just, you know, you don't have to, don't let people pressure you into sleep. Having a thought I want to think. Maybe or not, both of you deserve hugs and love. Yes, 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 yes. James. Lol, I'm not in any group. I'm just the sideline piece photographer moderator who just watches from. But we love to have you here. You've slept with 5 guys, like, at once. No! No! It's individual. Would I have an orgy, though? Yeah. Would I have an orgy with 5 guys? Probably not. 5 girls? I was like, dude, don't stick your dick in crazy. And he was like, but the grip is stupid. The grip is stupendous. And I was like, the grip may be excellent, but the grip on your lifeline won't be, bruh. Never didn't drink nothing. Think you know I will drink to that. Drink to that. Hugs and love. Ah. I'm just glad you met all of us and friends. Yeah. Is it just me or does the audio keep cutting out here and there? It might be me. If it's me talking, it might be because my settings have had to be turned up so that you're not picking up the background noise. If it's picking up really bad, it's also maybe because my headphones are on the way out and for some reason that seems to be fucking up my audio. So it might be you, it might be me. I couldn't tell you. Sorry if it's causing real issues. But also for some reason my frames are really bad today. Don't ask me why. I'm hoping this gets better in the new place. I should talk about the new place for a bit as well. She keeps smacking the shit out of her mic arm, I think. Oh, can you hear that? It's not my arm. So basically what's happening is my knee keeps hitting the keyboard drawer on the underside of my desk, which doesn't have the keyboard on it, by the way. But because I keep doing that, it's a metal arm. It's a metal arm. And, you can hear it. I'm looking into getting that replaced. Damn, I keep thinking, I keep forgetting how old I am. You're a boomer, you know? Sorry, I hate to break it to you. When her voice drops a bit, the audio drops. Yeah, it's probably more just the audio will cut out because it's set quite, the noise gate is set quite high, I think. The whole stream. I'm so sorry. It is just 100% my knees just being like under my desk really bad. The desk is quite low. Don't ask me why. Is it that noise? Yeah, it's gonna be that noise. Sorry, it's my knee hitting the desk and it causing it to vibrate. Not my finest move. I need to maybe, like, when I move, I maybe need to see about getting the mic arm not attached to the desk. I wonder if that's an option. Jasper, I would have 5-guy orgy. No. Would I have it with girls? Sure. Mina. Yeah. No, like... I find it funny how you barely missed the horrible joke I made earlier. Did I? I'm so sorry. No, don't break into me. You are a boomer. No, like, I genuinely, like, I'm not too... It's a weird one for me. I think I'm into sex, like, about as evenly with both men and women, but, like, women just, like, hit different, you know? Anyway, right, I'm moving the conversation on, because realistically I need to get going, because your girl has got to collapse a bed frame in the immediates after this stream ends, so please forgive the shortness of the stream. It will not be changing for a couple more weeks, which is what I need to talk about. So, at the end of this week, I will be getting Wi-Fi in the new place. This means that my PC will be remaining here while I am away in the new place. Obviously, I am moving today, which means that I will not be staying here anymore. And yeah, I'm really, really fucking sad about it, but I'm trying not to think about it because I know the second this stream ends, I'm going to burst into tears about it. But realistically, this is my last day in this room as it being my room, because once I move the bed out, it's technically not mine anymore. Yes, most of my stuff is staying here, but it means that it's gonna be pretty much over that I live here anymore, which is really hard to accept. But in terms of the stream, that basically means that I should be still streaming on Thursday, which shouldn't change, but if it is cancelled, you guys will know through the Discord, and that is just due to just the fact that I've got to come back here after my shift at work to stream. My parents are very aware of this, so everything will be staying where it is. I can't guarantee that I will stream on Thursday. That's just because, let's face it, the last few weeks have been a bit on and off with the Thursday streams, but we are still going to be I'm still going to be aiming for it. However, I can't guarantee that the Wi-Fi will work immediately from the 30th. Oh, thank you very much for the Bitterlies, James. That's very generous of you. 1,000 Bitterlies. Oh my god. Thank you very much for that. That's very much appreciated. Holy shit. So with moving the desk as well, the stream setup will be moving to the new place. I've got an office and everything. The desk will fit in there. I can't guarantee the desk will survive the trip, because if you didn't know, I have a glass L-shaped desk. And I got it from the range. It did me good for several years, and then it started rusting for some reason. I can't guarantee that it will stay in one piece when I travel. But who knows? Hopefully it'll be fine. But pray for me, guys, because I'm not holding out much hope. But yeah, so that means that from the 30th, I should be able to stream in the new place, which means that that following Monday, so the 30th, that means the 30th is Friday. That means Monday the 2nd should still happen in terms of stream, but obviously, I can't guarantee whether it will be there or here still. It might just be that I have to travel back here on the Monday stream, and then I will transport the computer, or vice versa, because I'm not going to make a huge announcement because it's not my place to, but on the Friday the 6th, we should still be having a stream. So Thursday's stream might be cancelled, but we might be getting a stream on the 6th instead. And if that is the case, it's because I've managed to move, because if I don't, I'm fucked. Yeah, it might be a problem, but yeah, so we should be having an extra stream that week. But yeah, so what will happen is, yes, I've moved, but I don't have access to my computer. You guys know I haven't really been active online on social medias or anything recently. That's because my phone doesn't notify me of anything, and I purely rely on going on Discord on my phone as of current, because I'm not at my desk at my computer very often. I don't think this is going to improve once I move. It should. I should have more time, but I'm not making any promises. Another thing I'm not making any guarantees on at this time is the stream times changing. I plan that the Thursday streams will be happening later. That is pretty much the next work in progress that I'm on, is that Thursday streams should be happening later once I actually move set up over there. The reason they happen at the same time currently is just because when I get home from work, I do stuff, and it's just easier that way. I can't stream in the evenings at this house. It just doesn't really work out because the Wi-Fi just isn't great, and I also have to compete with the fact that my parents use it. This should be improving in the new place because I have a better Wi-Fi deal. Guys, I'm so excited. I'm getting fiber. Oh my god, can we get claps in chat? I am literally so excited because your girl is finally getting a fiber box. And I'm so excited because my Wi-Fi is going to be so good and the stream should improve and I'm going to cry. Watch it not make any fucking difference. But yeah, so we will be getting fiber at the new place. This should improve the stream quality in terms of upload massively. Whether it will or not, I am none the wiser, but the aim is that I am paying for my own Wi-Fi now. I get to choose what I'm paying for. I get to choose what quality I'm getting, and you better believe that, you know, it's been set up with this in mind. Literally, Paul and I, because Paul is living with me, Paul and I have done a lot of back and forth trying to work out what the best quality for streaming is. Interestingly, I'm paying the same as my dad is for our Wi-Fi at the house. Except that our Wi-Fi speed should be 10 times what my dad gets. Don't ask me why. I don't know. But yeah, so we are getting better Wi-Fi, so things should improve. But in terms of Thursday stream, I don't know if it'll happen or not. I'm aiming for it to, but I'm not making any promises because I do have to come back here to do it, which shouldn't be too hard. Like, getting here from work is quicker than getting home from work. Yeah, this is hard. Today is a big day. So, with that being said, I'm not making any guarantees about what happens because, let's face it, things go wrong and that's just life. But we should be having improvement. Anyway, I didn't read that. You were talking about being bi earlier and who you would sleep with, both men and women, and I went, so I would just, yeah. Look, good luck with the move. I thank you very much, Mimi. I didn't include myself because I'm just a bystander. Bye bye. Have a fun. Have fun. Thank you. Just watching it fun. Jasper. Okay, guys, girl needs to go. I gotta collapse in my bed and have a cry to myself. To sleep from stress at 8. Not quite. Not famous like y'all. We're not famous, Crimson. Are we? I don't think we are. I don't think we're famous. I mean, Mina and Mimi and Maddie are all kind of pretty famous, and then there's me. Oh, celebration time. Exactly. I gotta get those claps straight up. I'd fucking joy. Thank you, thank you. Anyway, with that, guys, I'm not gonna be raiding anyone today. I'm just gonna go because I have a habit of hanging around when I raid people, and that's just like how bad I am. So, Jasmine, you do realize you get as many viewers as myself. But like, got more followers. Anyway, right, with that, I am gonna end stream there. Just straight up end it because your girl has got to get a shifty on and I don't have time to hang. So please excuse. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me today, guys, and thank you very much for joining me along this journey. I know it's been a bit of a rough one so far, and it's nowhere near over yet, but at least we know that we're getting somewhere with it. So, yeah. Keep in. I'll keep things hopefully updated on the Discords. I'm hoping that things won't really slow down there, but you know, this isn't goodbye. I feel like I'm saying goodbye, but I'm not. You guys will probably see me on Thursday, and if not, you'll see me on the 30th. But if I end up taking a week off, I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Thank you very much for all the support so far. It's been genuinely wonderful, and I wouldn't be in the position I am right now without all of you, and I wouldn't be able to like look forward to these without all of you. And it's been so nice, and people have just been so wonderful. So I just want to say big thank you. All right, my girl, thank you. I love you all very dearly, and I will see you hopefully on Thursday, and if not, on Monday. But I love you all very dearly.